as an instrument of social engineering, and if they want the popular, they know all they've got to do is talk about the next fucking Premier League game or fucking some other inane bullshit, and the population. When you're dealing with the entire population, it's like dealing with a child, and they're easily led. They forget things very quickly. And I mean, if it was printed in the papers, the amount of fucking shit that's happened to our people. If our people were reminded just how fucking savage and how bad that we've been treated, and our daughters and our people fucking getting abused and all the rest of it, if that was to be put in our people's face day in, day out, we wouldn't be needed. There would be no need for the fucking far right or for fucking ethno-nationalism, because the entire country would be up in fucking arms.
Hang on, right.
Oh, the hypocrisy. What the fuck? We don't need you, mate. We don't need you, Charlie Smalls for balls. You stay over there in Spain with your family. It's the best thing you can do. Because we don't need you here, muddying the waters, sitting on a panel with somebody that had an illegal immigrant running around this country shouting Allahu Akbar. Somebody that disrespected the veterans on Veterans Day and Remembrance Day. You sat on her panel and you sat there and said you didn't have nothing against Islam. Now you want to talk about grooming gangs? Fuck off, mate.
Yeah, it refers to our, the military as murderers, rapists, and yet, you sat there, you thought it was wonderful, you thought it was funny.
These bastards at the top know how easily led and how quickly the population forgets when you don't fucking remind them. Led down by the fucking nose. I mean, that's what I see our job as. Our job is to fucking. It's our job to remember these people. Because if we don't fucking remember them and their sacrifices, no one fucking will. This system won't. They don't get.
You what, love?
I said it's their job to remember, but except for when they're talking to Islamists or a Muslim woman you want to fuck.
Well, yeah, to be blunt about it, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Charlie, if I was to post that on Instagram, I've had over quite a few ex-black workmates have called me an absolute disgrace, for talking up for showing statistics to prove against the narrative that's going on.
Hang on. Hello.
How you
Is
doing?
that you, David?
That is me.
You're the Sabina fan, yeah?
I'm not a Sabina fan. That poor girl, I tell you, has only chosen that cult because of her childhood.
Yeah,
she has no idea.
We're listening to this video at the moment, so can you wait, love?
We'll debate like that after.
Yeah. Now this is I think Charlie Big Potatoes and the rest of them, yeah. So this is what they are.
I don't know, Charlie, but
the crimes against us is far more worse than what some black crime is. If I was to put today, which I might actually do that, I might give it a little test and put Jack Donahue's message out there. I have done it on Twitter, but I didn't do it on Instagram because I couldn't be asked for the beef. I do want to pay my genuine respects to him. But if I put that out to the normies or the sheep of the mainstream media or to these black people, they'll be like, that's racist to say that, that's racist to say that. But if I was not to show respect to George Floyd, it's also racist. You cannot win with these people. Whatever you say is racist, Nazi, and a far-right extremist.
Of course, but don't forget, it's the media doing all this. I know the black population, they're very fucking easily led, and they're being propagandized to think that we're the enemy and we're the worst people in the world. But and nothing good comes from fucking multiculturalism. It's a fucking cancer. It's the death of the host culture. But don't forget who in the middle here. It is the fucking the people behind the media stirring the fucking pot. They know exactly how our population will react. They know exactly how their population will react. It's just don't fall. Any sort of ethnic conflict, I say this every fucking show now, I think, but it really does need to be fucking to sink into people's heads. Any sort of ethnic conflict is the objective of the elites. The elites want the ethnic conflict. They want the
UK. So, as someone that has always been by Tommy's side and always will be, apart from every time he sacks you, as most of you know, sorry, I had to get that in, I'm quite concerned about the reappearance of Danny Tomo on the scene, as some vital questions haven't been answered as far as I'm aware. I feel by these questions not being answered by Danny, they can put Tommy in a bad light by association, and none of us want that, and Danny and his team shouldn't either, considering the amount of times Tommy has helped them out. I know I'm not the only one that behind the scene and off social media have raised these questions, and they are starting to sound like they're actually using my questions, but here we go. What happened about the alleged wife beating case? Was he found guilty or not guilty, or let off because he talked his wife into dropping the case? Question number 2, what happened to the alleged £2,500 that he raised for the Patriots Union website? A lot of people have raised that one as they've contributed to it. But let's face it, Tommy can always account for his money, be it for charitable events, raising money for wheelchairs, sending sick children to Disney World, or for his many court case fees. What has Danny done? What has Danny done, and what was it used on? I know when people are asked to contribute, they aren't coerced into it, but when you do, it's nice to see the end result of something. So, seems like all isn't well within the Sivnat Ziotard grifter camp. We love joggers.
they literally.
Stop. I don't know why he said joggers at the end of it. I mean, he's not,
neither do I.
we all know what that means, and well, Tommy's not even black, and nor is Danny. I don't know. I mean, that was pretty random. But yeah, questions can be asked. I ain't got a problem with questions being asked. You know, we ain't got the answers. Why don't you go and ask Danny, James?
Yeah,
What's
go and
that?
ask Danny.
What's that? It ain't got nothing to do with Tommy. What are you talking about? Number one. And I'm glad to see, James, that you finally realised that Tommy has got explanations of where the money went. Fucking hell. Is he thick or what?
But they don't have explanations for where their money's gone.
No, they've still got a bucket that ain't been counted under the stairs up in Manchester.
Well, 3 buckets, I think it is. And
How-
Forget about the 4th bucket that went up James's nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's an irritating little
He knows.
fly.
He knows that I know stuff. So they're just shit scared that everything's gonna be. Oh, I've destroyed it anyway for them. So I told the truth about them. That's all I did. So,
Yeah, don't worry, Busker. We know you told the truth because we
Yeah.
Are they literally the questions that you've been asking for the past fucking 6 months, are they, James? I'm sure they're exactly the fucking same.
They are. They are.
Amazing, James. Like me and you got crucified over donation. Like fucking, I got like £200 donation that I paid back. I've been crucified every single day since. Yeah, they do not even question Danny Tomo raising £2,500 for a £10 website, and there's not materialised. It's amazing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's like with all of it. You had Glenn Saffer selling Tommy Robinson's greatest hits outside the prison. Like they all cash in on it. Like they're all in it just to take people's.
You were outside the prison, weren't you, Shoops?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Nope. That's a lie. And that's an absolute lie. I never saw that at all.
Money off them, and then they want to genuinely slag off other people. Like this is one of the reasons I took down all my donation stuff and everything. I just thought, you know what? I just can't fuck them. But it just makes you laugh, doesn't it? So the very questions that I've been asking very politely as well for the past few months, I've been met with a torrent of abuse. Tommy's personal assistant is now asking the questions.
Asked us.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Can you tell us the book and the reference for the page, please?
Go to Douglas Reed.
No, if you've got it there, you
Go
can
to a
share.
book.
We'll let you.
No,
share.
I don't have it here. Where I am now, I can't keep much stuff.
You
Oh yeah,
Piers
you're the
Corbyn,
guy
you
living
sound
in
like
the
him.
forest offline,
Just
aren't
give me a
you?
moment. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, this is the guy living off the grid.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Busker. Can you contain?
Sorry.
Busker, if you can't contain yourself, we're not going to be able to have a civil conversation. And we're going to.
Sorry, I can't help it. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But
Are you still at work, Busker?
Well, no. I went to the Luton today. I booked this as an annual leave today, so I could go to the thing and talk to Tommy.
Oh, okay. Hello, David.
I'm back here.
So what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this book, and what is it we need
It's
to
not
know
what's
about
wrong
it?
with it's not what's wrong with this book. It's no disrespect to any of you, but you will have failed to see the bigger picture and the long cycles in time that cause revolution throughout history, and the subversives that always create it.
Yeah.
And
So
the reason
when was the last revolution then?
right. Well, I do recognise
Well-
the cycle of time. So yeah, come on. So what are you referring to specifically?
So you recognise that you're in a revolution right now.
Well, seeing as history repeats itself over a large scale, as the Mayans told us with the ancient knowledge. So come on, what are you talking to? You're referring to Jews, aren't you, sir?
I'm referring to crypto Jews or Zionists. Do you know what that is?
Why?
Jews,
Why?
yeah, Jews.
Why? Out of
Why?
all the subjects, why that one?
Well, what do you call the judiciary, and who are they?
I really don't
Why
care.
is it-
Out of all the subjects,
you
why
ought to-
that one?
you
Shall
ought-
we talk
you
about
ought-
Islam? Can we talk about
You
how
wanna talk
nasty
about-
it is?
Yeah, I can talk about Islam. In fact,
Mm.
I tried to get onto a Muslim dawah site last night, but guess what? I can come on to you and talk to you, and the stream is clean and nice. Try to get on there though, and I can't get on. It's all garbled because I know that those idiots down in GCHQ have marked my card a long time ago.
So you think you couldn't get on a Dawah site because the GCHQ is scrambling?
You do understand that everything you talk about on here is eavesdropped into, don't you?
Yeah, and we couldn't care less. But let me tell you this. If you believe you're allowed to talk about the Jews, but you're not allowed to talk about Muslims because you can't get on a Muslim channel, then that would slightly go
Now,
against
what-
what you're saying.
What they don't want is people like me who've studied the Quran and the Hadith and have Arabic friends that are Christian. They don't want me getting onto those sites and destroying the cult because it's easier to destroy it than it is to have a shit. Excuse my language.
Well, it hasn't been so easy for you because you didn't do so well over on Sabida's channel, did you?
In fact, what you don't know is that Zabida pulled two streams that were more than 4.5 hours long because I exposed them.
Expose
you
them
don't
for
know.
what? Expose them for what, though?
It's a cult. It's not
Yeah,
a
I
religion.
completely-
It's a political
completely agree.
ideology.
Yeah, I
Right.
completely agree. Yeah.
So when I draw them to the attention of various aspects of their cult that don't add up, and that show that the whole thing was formulated when the Girth Saxe Coburg royalty of this country made deals for the black gold with the Sauds. 1924.
What did you just
that
call
was.
my queen? What did you just call the queen?
Girth Saxe Coburg, German.
I do believe her name is Windsor.
They changed the name to Windsor because Edward, you remember Edward and Mrs. Simpson?
Yes.
You know that the Duke of Edinburgh can be seen in photographs marching at the head of the Nazi parade.
Yeah.
That's a complete. Wait a minute, Jupiter. That's a complete lie.
Really?
Uh huh. Because are you talking
okay.
about, hang on, are you talking about an adult Prince of Edinburgh or a child who was not the Prince of Edinburgh at the time?
The Duke of Edinburgh as a boy. Do you know his heritage?
Yeah, exactly. As a boy, because he was at the funeral of his sisters who'd been killed in a plane crash before the start of the war. You didn't mention that, did you?
At the start of the war. This is before the war. Do you know who declared? Do you know who declared?
Before the start of the war, I said.
Okay, who declared war in 1933? Do you know that, Busker?
Well, it's irrelevant, David, isn't it? Because even if he was a supporter,
No, it's not. It's not relevant because the problem is that the vast majority of the people in this country believe.
And then you speak. Don't keep cutting in. Okay, I'm not Zubida. Now, it's irrelevant for the simple fact that even if he did support the Nazis, he was exiled out of the country, wasn't he?
No,
now,
he's on about Jupiter. He's on about Prince Philip. Prince Philip now, right? Now, Prince Philip. Listen. No, Prince Philip, when he was 14, he had to go to Germany, right? To the funeral of his two sisters, because they were killed in an aeroplane crash. He was 14 years of age, right? And that is what he is talking about. And it happened before the war started. So why he's bothered bringing that up is beyond me.
Well, I'll tell you why, because you have to track back through history and see how these familial relationships really work.
No, you were trying to make a point. You said to Jupiter,
I'm making a point.
You said the Duke of Edinburgh was marching in front of an SS funeral thing, and you didn't say how old he was, why he was there, or when it was, did you?
Would you accept that if a child of a royal family, right, is marching at the head of a parade of the military machine that under Hitler's chancellery had been built? Do you know why they built that machine?
I would accept, right, that Prince Philip was not part of a royal family at the time. The royal family he came from had been exiled from their country. So, and he was at school in Gordonston when his sisters were killed.
I've worked in Gordonston.
What's that got to do with anything?
I can tell you more about that because I can tell you more about how that education system works.
Go on then.
The people I've rubbed shoulders with have been other members of those families, including the sister of Diana. They told me I could have been a rich man now. They told me not to look, not to stand for the people. And the reason they did that is because when you start looking at the bigger picture and the long cycle of history, like the rise of Bolshevism in Russia, do you know about that?
Right, wait a minute. Hang on. You're losing the thread here. You were talking about Prince Philip, and you were talking about Prince Philip in Germany. You've now gone to Russia.
Okay, let me explain.
What was your point about Prince Philip first, please?
Okay, do you know about the House of Orange, Royal Dutch Shell?
Yes.
You're not going to explain anything in full. You keep jumping.
No, what I'm trying to do is add little dots of a bigger picture in. It's not easy. You're talking to someone who's been a political activist in this country under common law for more than 25 years.
Oh,
under
God.
Common law.
Here we go.
The laws of Alfred,
dear.
those who in the British. Oh, you don't believe in any of that?
Didn't say I didn't believe in it. But if you try to live your life by it these days, you're going to end up, you know, in a bad
And what
place.
does that tell you? And what does that
Well,
tell you?
because acts and statutes have been added to it, and you can't ignore it.
What do you know about the statute book?
Look, you came on here and you said to Jupiter you said about Prince Philip. Can you tell me what point you were getting at with Prince Philip?
Because these royal bloodlines, I mean, you know of Prince Albert, right? Another German who married Victoria. Yeah. Okay. So you've got familiar relationships.
German blood. We know that. We understand the world of German blood. But we also know hold on. We also know that our queen picked a side. She changed her name. Well, she changed her name to disassociate herself. And she also served during the war.
Yeah.
So our royal family picked a side.
So you honestly believe that same royal family that actually entertained a certain conjurer, a certain magician that appeared all over the BBC and God knows where else.
Don't you mean a paedophile?
Yeah, there's loads of them up there. The whole system's built on it.
Hang on, I thought you were talking about Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, and many others I could name.
A magician. Oh, Paul Daniels.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So now you see they're putting Paul Daniels. You know, little Paul Daniels. Yeah. They're trying to put him into that cult thing now. You lot are full of conspiracy theories, aren't you?
Oh, it's lovely. What's a conspiracy theory?
What you've just said about Paul Daniels.
So what you're saying is it's people who think and that recognize that conspiracies are made. That's how we're where we are today. That's how it is. You've got these COVID regulations that are really not laws. They're just tyranny via ministerial decree. No parliamentary scrutiny. You don't know how these statutes have been raised.
That's not exactly true.
They
have brought in laws without it going past the public, but it has gone through Parliament. Yes, they have put them through sneakily, and yes, they are wrong. And yes, we do need to stand up against our rights being taken away. I agree with you on that. But you can't keep jumping from one thing to the fucking other, because I'll tell you what, it's really annoying. If you want to teach people stuff and you want to expose something, do it properly. Don't do it in a half-hearted way, number one. Number two, all these paedophiles you keep going on about, we know there's paedophiles in every crack and of the world, every crevice, every country. Not just Jewish people. And if you're going to start going on about the fucking the Satanists and all that bullshit, doing all the fucking sexual stuff that you want to go into, well, I need you to show me some people that you're fucking saved, because I heard you over on Zubidas saying you've been saving people. Where's your witnesses? Because if they were kids when you saved them, they'd be adults now.
They are.
Well, then bring one.
They are. One of them was fiddled with. The other one now works for the Chinese government, Huawei.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not joking.
The Chinese government in China.
Yeah, I like the way
the Chinese government, Huawei, the mobile phone firm that Boris Johnson and the British government have made deals with to help roll out.
No, that's been cancelled. That's been cancelled. That's been cancelled, David.
Check it. You'll find they haven't.
It's been cancelled, David.
Yeah, it's been banned.
It was cancelled at the end of the contract they're engaged in right now.
Nope.
Yep. You're right. You've been living in a tent too long, mate. You're out of touch.
Oh, okay. I'm out of touch. And yet I've got members of Parliament. I've got senior diplomats and also QCs and judges that have discussions with me. I'm out of touch.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Really?
Hang on. How can they have discussions with you when you're living off grid?
Especially when he's trying to run away from the very establishment he reckons he's connected to. He don't want them to know where he is, but he's talking to them all. Does that make sense to you?
Because there are many within that system that have seen this storm coming and have been trying to work from inside to stop it.
What storm?
Do you like your coronavirus? Do you like your coronavirus, Bill?
Are you trying to be a ridiculous twat or what?
He's going to blame Corona on the.
Well,
Jews,
okay, you can sit there throwing insults, but that actually doesn't take us anywhere, does it?
Well, that question was insulting. Yeah. Nobody
Why was
likes
it insulting?
corona. Well, because do you like your coronavirus laws? Nobody likes them.
Well, the point is, okay, so you don't like that. Do you like the fact that the Banking Act enabled the Great British Mortgage Swindle to occur and dispossess millions of people of their homes?
And what are you doing about all these facts and figures that you know about? What have you actually done? If you know so much, what have you done?
I ended up in the Royal Court.
You ended up in a court.
Yeah, and then what happened?
The Royal Court. Why was I going into the Royal Court?
We don't know.
I was going in the
get your freedom.
I was going into the Royal Court because I recognised that in 1986, and you can check out anything I tell you, they began to transform the statute book in order to destroy the Constitution and our law.
You mean your common law?
The law that you live by,
your common law, the Magna Carta, the common law.
Okay, listen. Do you understand what that is?
Well, I know what the Magna Carta is.
No, do you know what common law is?
Look, you're trying to educate us.
I'm asking you a simple question.
You're one of these people who tries to live their life by the common law. You cannot stand there saying to a police officer, will not call me harm or distress. You cannot go into a court and say, I'm not going to stand up when the magistrate comes in, or you find yourself in jail. It's up to you.
What does that tell you? Here's the common law. You teach your children this. They're supposed to be honest. They're not supposed to insult. They're not supposed to entrap, enslave. Right? They're not supposed to cause any harm, loss, or injury. That's what you teach your children, isn't it?
What's that got to do with that? What's that got to do with what you're talking about?
The foundations of British law rest on that. The laws of tort, case law, all of it rests on that.
Yeah, but you can't live your life by that.
If you don't live your life by that and you allow the system of statutes that can be repealed if sufficient number of people say no, and I've got a telephone recording with a senior officer at the Ministry of Justice that admits exactly that over council tax.
Over council tax? Do you know they had a council tax? Honestly, I'm lost for words. What are you talking about? So you're saying that you don't have to pay council tax?
Believe it or not, if you gather together,
or is it because you're living in a tent that you don't have to pay council tax?
I'm living as I do now because of the work I was doing.
Listen, if you get enough people to fucking stand together for anything, you can get something overturned.
And the problem is that too many of the population will do exactly as you've just done to me.
Which is what? Pointing out the fucking flaming obvious.
Well,
how can you live? Hang on. How can you live with just the common law, right? When society no longer lives by just the common law.
Okay, so are you happy living under a statute book that has been progressively fining you and taxing you to the extent that you now
Laws
are
of this
dependent
country.
on-
Laws of this country.
What are laws of this country?
What I just said. It's laws of this country.
It's laws of the legal system, which is not law. It is a rule of government. Are you happy living
Yes,
under the
which
rules
the
of government?
police and other people enforce. So if you
Uh,
found yourself
so-
in a wood, in a tent, because you're trying to live under common law, that's your own fault.
Okay, so we all have to go along with the statute book and whatever it dreams up.
It's every
it
person's
facilitates-
personal. Wait a minute. It's every person's personal choice. I don't know if Jupiter would, and I don't know if Dave would. Maybe they'd like to say.
Would you acknowledge that an ability to choose is dependent upon how much knowledge you've got?
No, I'd say the ability to choose it depends on what law they're trying to enforce.
Well, how about the Banking Act, which enabled the banks to subcontract agents to put signatures onto financial instruments that enslaved you under a complete fraud called a mortgage?
Well,
And
no,
that you can't, because of that, you can't go after the officer of the bank and hold them accountable for that fraud.
So what gun is
You
being
remember
held? What gun is being held at everyone's head to get a mortgage?
What?
You heard.
Okay, so you're either going to rent, or you're going to try and hold free, or you're going to try and hold free title, freehold title.
No, you obviously, if you don't get a mortgage, you rent, don't you?
Right.
Oh,
So
living-
why is that the case? That was not the case years ago.
Oh, what was it then? Leasehold. Yeah.
At the time of my mother's teenage years, you could own a house and you could pay for that house and work for 3 days a week in order to afford it, or less.
That's a lie.
Okay,
Christ,
so
when was
listen,
your mother? When was this then?
That would have been the late 1930s, early 1940s.
What, when houses was like, I don't know, 100 quid or something?
It was much easier living in that time before the Second World War.
There's no way you could work 3 days a week and pay for
No.
your
David, why did you say when you were on Sabinas that Hitler wasn't a racist and Churchill was?
Oh.
What I was trying to show you, Busker, was that these people like Churchill, you hold him up as a wonderful man. You think he was a hero?
Bye bye, David.
Well,
No, it's all right. It's all
Bye-bye.
right.
all the criticisms.
You think Churchill was a hero?
Hold on, David. All the criticisms of him only come from one author.
Yeah.
One
No, they don't.
author.
They come from his own memoirs. His own memoirs.
Oh, and what are you saying about him then?
And the author's taken them out of context of what he actually said.
Do you think David Cameron is a clean, living, upright gentleman?
I
No.
don't think anybody is. I don't think there's a perfect human being.
Yeah, no one's saying Churchill's a saint. No one's saying that.
You shouldn't, because he sat down with Joseph Stalin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
politicians sit
yeah.
down with many
And
politicians.
then when World War II was over, right? Winston wanted to go straight after the Russians, to go to war with them, and obviously because America and Great Britain was war weary, they, we, the people, we voted him out because we didn't want to be going back into another war. So what you're saying?
Well, what you see, the problem I've got is that if you look
The
at
problem
long
you've got
cycle-
is a very
Hold on, will
one-sided
you-
look
Oh,
at
okay,
history.
Okay.
It's a very
okay.
one-sided, false look at history.
Okay. I'm one-sided, and now you're going to tell me I'm ignorant. You've already told me I'm some kind of a twat.
No, you believe in conspiracy theories, David. That's what the problem is.
What is a conspiracy? What is a conspiracy
The
theory,
Jews
Busker?
around every corner coming to get you.
So
What do you
said
know
what
about-
You said, hold on, 1 second. You said what you said about Churchill. So what are you saying about Hitler?
You said he wasn't a racist.
So what are your views on
the
Hitler?
whole the whole
He was
creation.
misunderstood. He was
The whole
misunderstood.
creation. Oh, for Christ's sake!
Let
The
him
whole
answer,
creation.
please, Busker.
Thank you. The whole creation and the reaction of Germans under the Weimar Republic, where every piece of debauchery that you can see occurring in this country now was created under the debt that the Germans, under war reparations, had to pay because of the Treaty of Versailles, and the fact that that wonderful man Rothschild, along with Balfour, designated to use the British military to create the state of Israel in order to bring the Americans into the First World War, because we had already lost because of the Kaiser.
Hang on, wait a
had
minute.
So
developed-
Wait a
Hitler was
minute.
right. Hold on. let me get to
Israel
it.
wasn't created till 1947, I think.
Yeah, but
the
so,
treaty was made in 1918.
so David, what you're saying is Hitler was right.
No, if you look at all of these people, anybody that you see the mainstream media demonizing, you should question the mainstream media and
So
dig deep.
really, Adolf Hitler was a good guy, yeah.
When you listen to his speeches before the war, where he recognized the threat of the Red Army, of the rise of Bolshevism, and its ambitions to sweep across Europe, and also the fact that, I think it was 26 million people were starved to death under that regime, the Gulag Archipelago. Go and read Alexander.
we know.
So
Alexander
why then was at the beginning of the war were Russia and Germany allies? You know.
Yeah, they had a pact. So
Yeah.
inevitably, where we're going is, David, is the Holocaust. Are you saying that that's propaganda? Yeah.
The same story appeared in American newspapers during the time of the rise of the Bolshevisms. They were all saying, "Oh, there's 6 million Jews suffering over there." It's fucking bullshit.
Right.
Oh,
when
you're
Busker-
a
he's a
Holocaust denier.
So when Busker says to you, "You sound like a fascist," he's not really off mark, is he? Really?
A Holocaust
Well, do you know what the word
denier.
fascist-
Wow.
Thank you, David.
Wow.
Do you know what? I mean, Holocaust tonight. No, I question everything. In fact, do you know that Bomber
You said that
Harris and
bullshit, that's not
Churchill?
Holocaust.
You know that Bomber
Dresden,
Harris and
Dresden,
Churchill
yeah.
firebombed Dresden,
So,
firebombed every
And?
city.
And
we were at war. What did you want us to do?
fucking Hitler tried to starve us.
What
to
does the
death.
word Holocaust? What does the word Holocaust mean?
Look, what about the Blitz?
No, hold on.
What's the
Answer
difference
the question.
between
Do you know what the word?
Dresden?
Do you know what the word?
What's the
Do you know
difference
what the
between
word?
Dresden?
Do you know what? Do you know what the word Holocaust means?
I get fed up of people on about Dresden. What is the difference between us bombing Dresden and the way the Germans bombed London? There isn't a lot of difference during the Blitz.
Wendy, Hitler wanted to
You're
starve
in
us
love and
into
war. Look,
submission.
listen. When you go to the war, yeah, you don't go because you hate the people in front of you. You go to war because you love the people behind you. And anything our soldiers had to do, right, to make sure that we won, okay, that war, they did. And I don't care because we had to win. Otherwise, we'd all be fucking speaking German now. And I, because I've got brown eyes, would be classed as a second-class citizen.
You didn't win.
Yes, we did.
Oh God!
Look at the state of the country. You didn't win.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's took a few years for us to
yeah.
get into this state.
Okay,
But, you know, I'd
What the
rather
fuck
be
is the
like
new- what-
this than have Hitler win the war, right? And be living under a fascist state.
National socialism.
You're
Yeah, that's
living
what we
under
do.
a fascist state. You're
No,
controlled
no.
by corporations. You're controlled by corporations, which is the definition of fascism. What are you doing?
Right,
No,
David.
but
So
at the
if
moment,
Hitler
you see,
won-
this is
hold
what
on.
Jupiter was on about, right? A minute ago, you tried to score a point over Dresden.
Not
And
just
Bomber
Dresden.
Bomber Harris. We all know. Well, I know
Right.
about Bomber Harris. Great man.
Right, did that occur?
Great man.
Did that occur?
Bomber Harris.
Did-
Great man.
This is wonderful. This is so
Let me just ask
good
him
because
let me just ask you two questions. Yeah. So, what's the reason behind them lying about the 6 million Jews that were killed? And two, what would have the world looked like today if Hitler won?
well, first of all, what would have happened if the lies about what was happening in Russia in the late 19th century and the early 20th century had become exposed truthfully?
Look, can we get one thing clear?
I'm sorry.
We're either talking about
We're talking about a
Germany,
sequence of events.
right?
We're talking about a sequence of events that destroyed both countries' finest.
Right. Okay. Let's start with Russia then. So you say that we should have been told the truth. What is the truth according to you?
Go and read Alexander Solzhenitsyn, 200
No,
years together, and you'll see.
No.
We ain't got time for that,
Okay.
mate. We ain't got time for that.
Well, okay, then respect somebody who has given time to it, would you?
Well, Age of Aquarius comes in on the 21st. So you tell us what it is with all your fucking massive brain cells. Yeah. Can you use layman language? Because you think you're so fucking up, you hoity-toity, didn't you? Just fucking talk to us like a layman and tell us what it is you believe is going on. If you're going to turn around and say to me, Jews are running the world, then I think you're a fucking nutcase.
Thank you.
Well, he thinks Hitler should have won. So
You
don't I
don't?
tell you something?
Are you done?
Yeah, you think Adolf
know
Hitler
about the
would have been the
Great-
solution? Yeah.
Do you know
You've
about the
asked
Greater
us
Israel?
so many questions.
Well, the
Bomber
reason
Harris,
listen,
Churchill, you know, the Holocaust.
lots
You
of
never answer
information,
nothing.
Lots of information.
Can you? Dave asked
Okay,
you a
I'm just
question.
trying to answer.
Well, no,
I'm
can
trying
you
to answer.
answer and can you give proof about the Holocaust, please?
Okay, Zyklon B is a fumigant. It was developed by the American company. I'm just trying to remember their name right now, but it was an American company that produced it. And it's a fumigant that takes a little while to release its gas because it has to be heated above 30 degrees centigrade.
Are you going to say it
The
kills
reason it was-
fleas?
And the reason it was used is
Are you
because
going to
the
say
levels
it kills fleas?
I've
it
heard
kills
these
all
arguments
insects,
before.
kills everything.
Yeah, I know exactly
This
where
guy's
he's
a
going.
fascist,
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and
know
I tell you what
exactly
it
where
means.
he's
I'll
going.
I'll tell you what
yeah.
I'll tell you what it's made. I'll tell you what it's made. I'll tell you what it's made from, if you like.
I've had these conversations.
There is
Yeah.
a plant. There is a plant that grows all around you in this country. It's called cherry laurel or Prunus lusitanica, right? And if you crunch those leaves up and you put them on top of a wood burning stove, you'll get pure cyanide, and that's what it's made out of. So this isn't a gas that this isn't a gas that is pumped. It's a gas that is released slowly for heat. And if people actually took the time to check, you'd find that cyanide as a gas, if it's released onto masonry, it leaves a dark blue purplish stain.
What are you saying? I just said
Well, go
it
and
was
check-
you.
go
you
and-
I
go
just
and check-
said
go
to
and-
you.
You're saying
I
the
just said
country
to
gas,
you
why not?
that stuff, right? You're going to now try to say it was used to kill fleas off the Jews, right?
No, off anybody, and it wasn't just Jews taken into those camps. What they were trying to do was clean up all the filth.
That has been proven to be a lie. What you're
Oh, really?
saying? Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really? Give me the proof.
So can he make up his mind? Did the Jews die or not?
No, he's saying no. He's saying they couldn't have been
Well,
killed
this
with
is
cyclone.
saying- I'm trying to find an
I'm
alternative
saying
theory.
the population of Jews in Poland, because they used to rule Poland, in Poland and Germany, there weren't enough to give you 6 million. That number is, in fact, even today they're not suggesting it's that.
Hang on,
number
Poland. How about Hungary, Czechoslovakia, France, and all the countries in
Russia,
Europe,
Ukraine.
right? In Europe and Germany put together. That's where they got all their Jews from. Why are you
so?
just
Well,
talking about Poland?
I'll tell you what, the most interesting facet of this is that this lie, and it is a lie, has been used in order to demonize one part, just like they demonized Saddam Hussein, or they demonized Gaddafi, to make you lot think they're doing good. And all the time, they're preparing the way.
Some evidence. Can you come up with a fucking evidence?
Hold on a minute.
Okay, so never happened.
David, are you going to try and tell me that Gaddafi was a good guy? Are you? Are you going to try and tell me that there weren't millions and millions and millions of people trying to make their way to Europe, that he fucking stuck in jails and he pushed them in there so tightly that when the dead bodies were dying in there, the people were starving and dying on top of dead bodies, pissing and shitting in little fucking prisons? Are you trying to tell me that didn't happen?
Where'd you get that from?
What about the Lockerbie bomb? Don't fucking come here and tell me.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the Lockerbie bomb. I'll tell you about the Lockerbie bomb if you want.
Here we go.
God.
I was working, and I've got friends both in Dunblane and Lockerbie.
He's a fan of Saddam, Hitler, and Gaddafi. Fucking.
I'm not a fan of any of them, you idiot. I'm just suggesting that you turn off. Yeah. I'm suggesting that you just start questioning things a little bit more. Otherwise, you're going to get. Well, in fact, you already are.
So, David, explain this to me. Yeah, the Jews run the world. People think they're evil, but we can never come to the conclusion that the people that believe this might want to kill them. That part's a myth.
Well, I'll tell you what.
With the globalists, Hitler went to war with the globalists, but he didn't want to wipe them out as people. That part's a lie.
And in fact, you'll find that part of the solution. You say fuck off. You see that this is my problem. You're all triggered.
I'm not triggered. I'm just looking at David Irving. Hang on,
okay,
David.
So
David, listen.
Do you know Brian Earl? Do you know Brian Earl, mate? Do you know him?
No.
And you don't remember talking to him on Zabidas, no?
Oh, Brian, poor old Brian.
Hang on, but David, I found the man I was looking for.
I bet you two knew each other before you come online. I think you've got a lot in common. Was you ever in a nut house? Was you ever in a nut house?
He doesn't know him, but he just referred to him as poor old boy.
More insults.
Was you ever in a nut house? Yes or no? Were you ever certified insane?
No, my darling.
Okay. So David Irving, he was took to court and he lost his libel case. And what was it, David Irving? Oh yes, he was a Holocaust denier, wasn't he?
Right, you can get locked up in Germany for it even today. Why is that? Well, if you question what the propagandized version of events is, why would you lock anybody up for? They're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. They're going to lock up people. They're going to lock up.
That's why.
It's not. They're not Jewish people. The Jews have been the worst victims of all of this. I married a Jew. Fuck off.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he hates his wife that much.
No, I don't hate anybody, mate.
Does she live in the woods with you? Does she live in the woods with you?
The point is,
you're not going to win your argument over.
I'm not looking. No, listen. I didn't come here to win an argument. I came here to impart information as to exactly what is going on and where this is going to take you as well.
We've heard all these arguments. I've had these conversations.
Have you?
Hold on. I've heard all these. Yes. Everything you're saying, I've heard, and I've had these conversations, and I know exactly who the people are who are having these conversations and what their ideologies are. So it's nothing new.
Okay, so you'll be able to tell us all about the Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Come on then.
Oh look, David Irving, the Holocaust denier, was also associated with neo-Nazis. Are you a neo-Nazi, David?
No, I'm not a neo-Nazi. I'm just a man who spent his entire life working out why the shit keeps coming down on us.
Associated with Nazis. Okay.
They was Blue Monday wants the link. I don't know who that is, Wendy, but he wants the link.
No, Blue Monday's an ethno-Nazi Holocaust denier.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
he can still come on, Busker. We're not an echo chamber over
We're
here.
not scared of Holocaust deniers because they'll never
I'm not-
win.
I'm not denying that people weren't rounded up and put into camps. I'm denying the version of events you've been given. What's wrong with
Like
that?
what? The version of events that are actually on film that was taken at the time?
Yeah, it's interesting when you start looking at the film. Really interesting. Who filmed it? When? Okay. And it's actually even better. It's even better to go and study architecture and see how gas chambers are really built.
But yeah, well, that was all proven with the David Irving
My own
case.
grandfather had to clear the bodies out of Belton, and he never got over it. He never got over it. He never. He used to go on about the smell of death. He said,
Yeah, I know.
torturous.
Do you
and
know,
he
why,
never
do you know why so many? Do you know why so many people died in those camps?
Well, because of some of the fucking nutty experiments, and then
Typhus.
the other ones that were fucking.
Oh,
gas.
Did someone just say?
And
Did
the other
someone
one-
just say typhus? Did someone just say typhus? Not only
Typhus
typhus.
was caught. Hang on,
but
wait
the
a minute.
Allies-
Wait a
The
minute.
Allies. Okay, I'll wait a minute.
Typhus was caused because of how they had to live. Because of how the Germans made them live.
Mm,
Yeah, typhus in the swimming pool.
Who are
mm.
you, Blue Monday?
I am the ethno-nationalist. I'm the King of Scotland. But apart from that, I'd just like to say the Holocaust definitely happened. I definitely believe it happened. I also definitely believe that Nobel Prize winner Solzhenitsyn famously said that Bolsheviks led by Jews killed 66 million in the 20th century. But obviously that's me quoting someone else.
What?
Why?
Yeah.
Hang on. Can you explain to me why they killed 66? What? Who killed
don't-
66 million Jews?
The
Bolshevik-
communist regime driven
Run by
by
Jews.
Jewish Bolsheviks.
According to Solzhenitsyn, Nobel Prize winner and one of the most famous Russian historians of all time.
Oh, you're going to believe the Russians now? Well, I choose
No,
not to believe
the
them.
man who single-handedly through his books brought down the Berlin Wall.
Okay. Blue Monday, where do you live?
Scotland.
Okay, so you're not You're not an English nationalist, no?
Well, I'm Scottish.
Are you a Scottish nationalist?
Okay.
Yes.
Do you believe it?
Okay.
Do you believe in the British
got-
identity?
What do you mean by the British identity?
Do you believe in being British? Do you believe that black people are British equally to white people?
Well, I believe in ethnicity, so that wouldn't
Okay.
make sense.
He's a Scottish nationalist, therefore he only believes in Scotland, don't you?
Yeah. So you've really got nothing to offer us here because we're English and we're British.
Well, I'm Scottish and I'm British and I'm white. Are
Yeah,
you
but you
white or are you Jewish?
You believe in Britishness. You believe in ethnicity, sir.
Well,
So-
British is an ethnicity. If you want to look at the etymological genealogy of it.
Not really, mate.
Right, right.
No,
Right,
yeah.
right.
If you look at the history of the wording of
it's
it,
not.
it was an ethnic. Yes, it
No,
was. You can just say no, but it's true.
no, it's
Google
not. You can
Just
be
Google
born
it.
and become British. You can adopt the country and become British. There are more. There is
mean,
more.
Is that not what someone? I mean, the only people that say that are like people who aren't British and people who like sleep with non-British people.
No, it's not. There's many people. If you look at Wendy, she's never slept with anybody
It's
outside.
funny.
her
I ask a really simple question. Do you know what the common law of Britain is? And none of you fucking know. That's how British you are.
We don't
Hang
need-
on, I told you what the common law of Britain is, you idiot.
No,
The
you
common
didn't.
law
I
of
defined-
British
Don't
is
get
that
all
anyone
fucking
can be
cocky now
British.
because you've got somebody on the channel.
Anyone can be British if they come out of vagina in the same island, because then they change race. It's magical.
No, they have to pledge allegiance to this island. It's not as simple as just being born here. You have to
Yeah,
pledge
they pledge
We're all the
allegiance to this
same.
island, but they
We're all
bring
the
in-
same.
but then
We're
they
all
bring in-
sentient stardust.
No, we're not all the same.
Well, what are you then? Because I love the values of Britain.
Hold on a minute. If we look at some of the Scottish, if we look at some of your ancestry, we might find that you're not actually just of Scotland. You could have a bit of Irish in you. You might even have a bit of Basque in you. You might even have some Egyptian blood in you. You know, you might be Scandinavian or
Egyptian, or like the Ashkenazi Jew.
No, like the Roman Gypsy travellers.
I wouldn't know about that. Wouldn't know about.
No, the Roman Gypsian are different to the Romani.
Okay, Blue Monday,
Romanian
right? You
or
need
Blue
to get
Blood.
rid of the obsession with Jews, right? That's number one.
You know,
Get rid of that obsession.
you might have a little bit of Italian, and the Italians, where you know they've got a bit of black.
Who told you that?
I've just kind of
Who told you that?
DNA test.
Monday. What is the racial makeup?
You're 100% fucking Scottish, yeah? You're a liar, mate.
Blue Monday. How much does Blue
Monday.
Monday? Pascal, how much does Ambrosine pay you?
You think the Jews are with Scottish women? Yeah, you think?
Pascal, did the Jews ever do anything bad ever? Pascal, did Jews ever do anything bad ever? Are Jews capable of doing bad things? Pascal?
Of course they are.
Blue Monday is capable of doing something bad. Every race and religion. Everybody, male, female.
Okay. Who is it that gives themselves?
I can't hear you.
Every race.
Blue Monday, what you do is, you came across one bad Jew, you would say it was all the Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's your opinion. You come across Russian historians saying that Jews led the Russian Bolsheviks to kill 66 million people, and you say that's a conspiracy theory. Or if you saw Jews getting kicked out of 109 civilizations, you'd say, well, it was all the other people's fault, and the Jews never did anything bad. Yeah, it's racism, because Jews got kicked out 109 times, and it's racism. It's racist, you know. If you have a son and if your son gets kicked out of 109 schools, I mean, maybe it's because he's a bit of a dick.
Okay, Blue Monday, you can come back on, but shut up about Jews. If you're the only reason you're here is to talk about Jews, you're not welcome.
That's all. He's an expert now. That's what he wants to do. Is talk about Jews and tell lies.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say something. He thinks that all Scottish people must be perfect. Then,
well, there's not much else to talk about when you don't think white people exist.
You must think that all Scottish people, there's not one bad Scottish person amongst you, yeah? But the Glasgow kiss didn't come from nowhere, did it, mate?
Is that like? Well, what kind of point is that? Is that like what?
Same. You're just like your points, yeah.
Blue Monday, do you believe you're pure? You're completely pure faith? Do you believe that?
Say that again.
Do you believe that you are purebred? Do you believe that you've got no other races in your background?
Well, races aren't the same as ethnicities, are they? Or tribes?
No, I'm asking you. Do you believe that you have no Jewish, no Gypsy, no black, no nothing, just white?
Well, that isn't racist, is it? I mean, it depends. The white race has a plethora. The white race has a plethora of different genetical combinations, right?
One day, I am not accusing you of racism. Do you believe?
Apart from you just did like 2 minutes ago, but okay.
Give an example.
Okay. Freedom for Britain, Novia wants to come on, and I think Dark Magician would like to come on and talk.
Ivy.
Pardon?
I think 3 people were asking.
I asked you a simple question. You haven't answered it.
The question is axiomatically retarded.
Do you believe that you are purebred? That's all I'm asking. Yes or no?
Well, your definition of purebred is like 100% pure, ethnically homogenous.
Pascal, let's put it like this: the European, Pascal, listen, the European people, right, developed over thousands of years forms of trading and forms of law, which meant that we are actually quite closely related anthropologically, and therefore we have
David,
similar
be quiet.
values.
David, shut up.
What are you going on about?
Yes,
There's a study. There's a study that shows the DNA lineage of British
Can
people
you
to
shut
be
up, Blue
largely.
Monday? How can we help you, Charlie?
How is everyone tonight? All good?
Oh, it's Mr. Big Potatoes.
Well, are you
Oh,
bored
I'm
with
Bushka.
Sabida? Are you bored with Sabida? Yeah.
Well, we just don't live in an echo chamber, unlike you, so we'll speak to basically anyone.
Well, yeah. You sit and talk to the very enemy, don't you?
Well,
Absolutely.
who is the enemy?
Well, hang
You
on.
talk to
So
people-
you sat
you
on
talk
you
to-
sat on a panel. You sat on a panel with a woman, right, who calls our army murderers and rapists, and you don't
Yep.
have a problem with that?
No, we do have a problem with it, and that's why we talk to them, so we can show them the stupidity
And that's
of
what
their-
you think you're going to actually get through to them, do you? You think you're going to change the way they think?
Well,
Well,
here's an
I
interesting-
think personally we've
Hold
been
on a
having
sec,
productive
hang on a
conversations.
second. Let me answer that. As it turns out,
Oh no,
that
David
girl,
is-
and she's only a young woman,
Oh,
phoned me.
shut up, David.
No, you listen up.
a young woman. Yeah.
That girl phoned me, okay, separately off any stream, to tell me of her childhood and the shit
Oh,
she has
look,
been
there's
through.
a stream on of something called Mr. Rax. You can go and listen to all of her childhood. I'm talking about now, right?
Right. Well, I'm talking about now and the influences on these people that think they're doing what's right, but which is absolutely destructive to this country and its values. What's wrong with that?
I'm sorry, I disagree. I saw Charlie, who, you know, claims he's for British people, says he was in the army, sitting on a channel with a woman who calls any soldier a rapist, British soldier that is, a rapist and a murderer.
Exactly.
Right. So you go and talk to those people and you let them know
No.
what.
You can't
Yes,
change
you
their
do.
mindset. You
Well,
cannot change their
mate.
mindset.
You're
I
late
spent
to
my
the
life-
party. Me and Wendy have been talking to these people for over 2 years, and Charlie Small Bollocks is selling us out to Black Lives Matter and fucking Islam.
Is he how? I tell you what, I went on there when that Sasha Johnson was on there,
And
right?
you wanted an alliance. You wanted an
And
alliance.
they pulled the bloody video.
You asked for an alliance.
They pulled it.
What do you mean?
Bushka, are you really trying to
Because
say that we were
Black
trying
Lives
to
Matter
lie?
and Antifa.
You
Black
know
Lives
you
Matter
heard,
and
Charlie,
Antifa are Marxist doctrines to create more unrest. Simple.
Yeah, he's denying now that he asked for an alliance. Black Lives Matter.
Well, guess what, David? I've still got a good proportion of those things because I broke them down on my channel. So we've got all your bollocks on there. We've got all fucking Small bollocks on there. And we've got all the fucking ethno-nats who went over there thinking it was funny to all fly in and then fucking live stream it off their own show. You sold British girls out, didn't you, mate? You sold British girls out. And you can fuck off and stay in Spain. We don't want criminals back, thanks. You stay over there. The best thing you can do is look after your Spanish kid.
My God. My God. Is this where we've got to?
David, let's
This
let
is the
let
level of
Charlie respond to that.
Charlie,
This is the level of intellectual debate.
Charlie,
It's really, it's
David, can you be quiet and let other people talk, please? So,
Go on and
hello,
listen and say that again.
anti-intellectual. Hello, anti-intellectual.
Charlie, do you
Hi,
believe
Wendy.
Hi, look.
How are you?
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
fine.
I had to come in.
I thought you might.
because- yeah, I gotta go to bed soon. But first of all, you let him get away with a question. You cornered him with Stalin. He
Yeah.
said, with the Ribbentrop-Molotov alliance. So if Hitler wants so much about the sweeping Bolshevism, and he was the only one fighting it, why did he ally with Stalin?
Yeah.
And then flipped on him. But I'm more interested because I got to go soon with Blue Monday. What is the argument about Jews getting kicked out from how many countries did you say?
109 civilizations.
108. I heard the number 109. Right.
Yeah,
And you think because they got kicked out, then what?
I think because they got kicked out that they were persecuted, and every single time it was someone else's fault.
So you say it's someone
and I
else.
would tell you, I would suggest.
Yeah,
to
every
you,
single
guys, I
time it
think
was not the Jews' fault because that would be anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's
He's
your point?
lying to you. He's lying to
Yeah,
you.
I know. I'm
Auntie
just
Leslie.
playing dumb with him. If you would be
I've got
twice
a
as smart, you
lovely.
would have
I've got a lovely seal.
self-reflection.
I'm talking
got a
to
lovely-
Blue Monday now. Can I get an answer? What is the problem with that? What's your point? Jews got kicked out from how many countries?
Yeah, I just love Jews a lot, and the fact that they got kicked
No,
out
you
of
don't,
109
Blue Monday. Stop
civilizations,
lying.
it
Ask
really
your
worries
question,
me.
you
It
moron.
really worries me. This whole world, every other people's anti-Semitic and bad to Jews. Like Jews
Yeah.
never did anything wrong ever,
Why
and
are
every other
you
people
diverting?
persecute
I
them.
asked you a simple question, you moron. I asked you a simple question.
Don't
What?
kvetch on me now.
I will do whatever I want. You can suck my dick.
Are you
My
Jew?
Israeli
Are you
Oh,
Jewish,
they-
mate? Are you Jewish?
I'm Israeli Jewish. Unlike you, who sits on the computer all day, actually risk
I don't
my
wanna be
organs
Jewish.
against Islam.
I don't want to be Jewish. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me
mate,
ask you
we
to be
actually do
Jewish.
real life
You-
things
I
as
wouldn't
well,
piss on
buddy.
you if you were on fire.
Yeah.
You moron.
Charlie,
Unlike
can
you,
you
who
ask
sit on the
me?
computer and acting like a big guy, I actually risk my organs against Islam, you fucking moron.
Charlie, can you answer me a question? The group you belong to.
No, I asked him a question, and now I'm
why-
talking to Blue Monday. I ask you a question. What is your
Shut
argument?
up,
Come
you
on, tell us.
fucking idiots. I'm speaking to you. Go on, what was you saying, mate? The guy that's just asked me a question.
All right,
I'm here for a reasonable discussion,
why
by the
do
way.
you-
I'm not here to fucking scream and shout down the
Right,
microphone. If anyone wants a reasonable discussion, I'm here.
The group you were with, why was you reading out the verses of the Quran on your marches?
What?
The verses.
I wasn't on any of them marches, mate.
The couple of
I wasn't on any of them marches.
The couple of demonstrations you done, were you a national action? Yeah, you was bringing out the jihadist verses out of the Quran.
Right. Well, let me tell you, I wasn't on any of those marches. I'll tell you straight. I wasn't on any of those marches. I didn't hear anything like that. Yeah, but there is what they call it's called white Sharia. Yeah, and it's supposed to be. The Islamic world has a very powerful spiritual element that the European one doesn't. We used to have strong spirituality.
Last week.
What are you saying, Mordy?
Yeah.
What do you say? I
You
can
actually
barely
believe
hear
that,
you.
yeah? You actually believe that, yeah?
I can barely hear you, Mordy.
I'd like to know actually what he's doing.
Right,
What he's
but I was asking a question. I was asking Blue Monday a question. What's your point?
Yeah,
But,
sorry.
God, I'm sorry. I didn't hear your question.
I just want
Can
to
you
ask
ask your question again?
Do you do?
Oh no,
the
he's asking me. Wrong guy,
Do you do flybys with Natty? Do you do the flybys with Natty?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've kicked him. Sorry, I can't stand him. Sorry.
Yeah, and kick that Blue Monday's
But
just trolling
I
as well.
would, Wendy, please, I really want to go. I just want to ask, what's the point about the 108 countries? Was that Blue Monday that made this argument?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I've got a
Yeah,
question
so I would
for
like
you.
to ask him.
Well, what do you think? What do you think the
got a
point of
question
it
for you.
is?
Can you tell us?
No,
Can you
I'm
tell
asking
the
you a
audience?
question. Why don't you put your argument and then I can address it instead of
Well,
Anti-election.
if
Here's
you don't
my
know what
question.
my argument is, then how am I meant to know what my argument is?
No,
Blue Monday,
I
just
want
answer
you
the question.
to tell us what's your argument because I cannot address an argument you're not making.
Then I don't
I
know
heard
what
it.
you're trying to address. You heard it and you want me to address something, but you don't know what you want
No,
me to
I want
address.
you to repeat the argument so we can have a discussion about it. Instead of saying that you think
100
less
Jews
than
got kicked out of
40
109 civilizations. They never did anything wrong.
You said, right, Blue Monday,
So
you
what's
said,
the problem if they didn't do anything wrong?
There's no problem,
Well, the
and
claim is
that's
they didn't do
the
anything
official view. Like Jews never do anything bad, right?
I didn't ask about the Jews' view. I asked about your view.
Blue Monday, you born in
No, that's
Spain?
my view.
Spanish, Blue Monday.
No, I heard your view before, so why don't you tell us?
You were born, hold on,
What
you were
is your
born in
view?
Spain.
Are you a
Was you
Jew?
born in Spain, Blue Monday? Was you born in Spain?
Yeah, I'm a
Are you a
Spanish. I'm
Jew?
Spanish.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
Spanish
Spanish.
Sephardic.
You've got no right to talk about Scotland or Britain or England. Fuck off.
in Blue Monday, Spanish people are descendants of Arabs and white Europeans.
Yeah, but we're
Say
all
that
the
again.
same.
So why don't you
It's
tell
funny.
us?
Hang on. And Blue Monday. It's strange. You had all these horrible things to say about Jews. So there's a Jewish
What
person.
horrible thing did I say about Jews?
You were on
what
about
horrible
that
thing
they
did I
killed
say?
66 million
No,
people.
I quoted
You were on
a
about this.
historian.
You were on about that. We've
No,
got a
I
Jewish
quoted
guy
the
on
one
here.
thing I said. The
You
one thing
won't
said.
even answer one
The
question.
one, well, let me answer that. The one thing I said was that I quoted that there was a quote by, and I said I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there's a quote by Solzhenitsyn, Russian historian, that Jewish Bolsheviks killed 66 million in the 20th century. That's a quote from a historian.
66 million what? Russians?
Human beings.
Russians
Human
and Ukrainians
beings,
after death.
Following
Russians and
USSR, right?
You know how many
Or
people
whatever you
were
want to
in
call it
Russia?
back then.
Foreign
There were
bastards.
100 million people in Russia. How did they
So,
kill
do you-
66 million?
Live.
Because the Russia used to be a lot bigger, mate. And there used to be other countries that were part of
Well,
it.
if this guy ain't going to answer a straight question, then what's the point?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah, he's
I've
just
got rid of
trolling.
him.
No, I want to talk to him. I want to
He's
talk
just
to him.
No,
trolling,
I
mate. He's
haven't
not
got
gonna
time for
answer
them,
you.
love. They're idiots. I haven't got time for them.
Oh, really? I would really love to talk to him, but is any ethno-nuts want to come up and present
Dave,
the
you've got to
108
David.
countries argument?
David's an
I've got a question for you, intellectual.
No, I
Can
want
you
now about the
explain-
108 countries. That's why I came for, and I have to go sleep soon.
He wasn't
So,
going
if
to answer
anybody-
you, anti-intellectual.
Okay, I'll ask
He
you a
was not
question.
going to
Do you
answer
know-
you. He was going to play
do you
you.
know-
That's all.
Do
He's
you
not gonna-
know?
yeah.
Do you know about Edward Longshanks and how he kicked
No.
your people out of this
No.
country and why?
Oh, here we
No,
go.
The
and
reason.
that's not the topic I chose
Okay,
to
well,
talk
let
about.
me just.
So we're gonna
Okay,
focus on the
okay, can
108
you-
countries. So I need an ethno-nut
Well, I'm just-
that will come up with this
I'm-
argument and present it nicely for your side.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
So
David,
when I said,
why don't you go on to Anti-Intellectuals channel and have the fucking drama?
well, because I think it's informative for you too.
No, you. To be honest, there's nothing you can teach me.
You're
I'm
going to gripe us, yeah. Okay.
yeah. To be honest,
Why
I
don't you come on? Another anti-Semitic.
ain't got the
I just-
patience. for it, right? What goes on over
can
in
you-
Israel got nothing to do with Britain. Okay, British Jews, they're welcome. We love them. We're not here to have an argument about a country off our shores. We're not here to be arguing with people that are born off our shores who don't want to be British. Okay, we're here to
Who
defend.
says I don't want to be British?
Oh, hold on. We're here to defend people who are off our shores who want to be British and the British people that all want to stand together. All you separatists, no matter where you come from, whatever fucking country you were born in, go and do your arguments
Calm down.
elsewhere. Okay? Because
Calm
we
down.
don't need it. We are for the British.
Calm down.
Whether you're black,
Calm
whether you're
down.
Jewish, whether you're fucking Muslim, if you want to be British and you embrace being British, we ain't got a problem.
That's an interesting idea. That sounds great.
David, you're a snake.
That sounds fantastic.
You're a fucking snake.
Yeah, you got
But we
all
know who
clever
you
there
are.
when you thought the ethnics
Okay,
were going to
you
be
know who
allowed
I
to
am.
stay on, didn't you?
Yeah, we know who you are now.
Can
You're a
intellectual tell us
socialist
about Yom
communist
Kippur?
bastard, that's what you are.
I'm sure he
Communist?
can. I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Wrong
Can you
to
tell us what
Nazi.
Yom Kippur is all about?
What?
I know,
Yom
anti-intellectual.
Kippur.
I
I
know.
didn't hear the question.
Was he a
Tell us
rapper or
Yom-
something?
What he asked, David asked, what is Yom Kippur all about? I don't
It's
know.
the day of autonomy.
Yeah.
A day where you reflect once a year and go and ask forgiveness from people you hurt.
Exactly. So, David,
Okay, so
But
you-
that's not the
it's
topic
a
I
day-
wanted to talk about.
Okay,
I wanted
okay.
to talk about the argument of the 100 Jews were kicked out from 108 countries. Can I
yeah,
talk
but
about
that
that?
guy you
Okay.
were talking to,
yeah, we
David,
can.
shut up. David,
Yes,
be
He's
quiet
not
a
the only
minute.
one who's making that argument.
But David, anti-intellectual, that guy you were talking to, Blue Monday, he wasn't going to answer you. He was pretending he didn't have a problem with Jewish people. We know that was a lie, but he had no intention of answering you, love. None.
Right.
Okay, shall I tell you why?
I would like to answer this. I would like to answer this shortly, and then I'm leaving because I hear it a lot. It's not only him. He doesn't think for himself. It came from somewhere, and you hear it 1,000 times. And this is where the slick eel Nazis use circular arguments. Jews were kicked off from 109 countries, and at some point it stopped becoming a coincidence and start becoming a pattern, right? That's what they say. So I come from science, and by the way, David, you don't know shit about what you're talking about, cyanide and Cyclone B. I saw the structure now when you were talking. It can kill people because cyanide is CN. It's become it's instead of 2 oxygens, so your blood cells absorb it, and then it doesn't live, and you choke. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely,
anyway.
And I can tell you people who get sick from shredding cherry laurel.
David, can you let Anti-Lectual finish because the guy needs to go to bed?
Yeah, I need to leave. I need to go to bed.
Listen, hold on. I'll tell you why it is that these people have been kicked out. They're the only ethnic belief or ethnic stroke ideological belief group that actually practices usury. That's the lending of money for interest. And it basically, that is what has caused so many of the problems. And you and I and everybody throughout the Western world is now weighed down under. Well, you're going to cut me across. You people don't want to have a proper intellectual discussion.
No, I
You're supposed to be talking.
I want to answer you. I'm just waiting for you to finish.
Okay, so usury was outlawed. Usury was outlawed throughout Christendom.
Oh, it's not now.
And now we're all suffering under massive amounts of debt that have caused the infliction of austerity.
Hang on. The world wouldn't go around without debt. David, the world wouldn't go around without debt. You're an idiot. You're a complete fool.
Oh, bless you. I'm an idiot. The world won't go around without debt. What do you know about economics?
Communism? You want communism, mate? Is that what you want?
Yeah, let Anti-Lectual respond, please.
All right. So Jews were working as money launderers and door-to-door salesmen. That was because of the Inquisition and the Christian Church. They wanted people to hate Jews, so they didn't allow them to work in anything else except money launderers and going door to door. Who is the people you hate the most? 2 people. The guy you owe money, the guy that exactly when you put your baby to sleep, he knocks at the door and tries to sell you stuff. So you can go back and track it. This was a deliberate attempt from the church to make people hate Jews more, to justify, because every dictatorship, when they have problems inside, exactly what you do now, they point at an external threat and deflect the fire from themselves.
Okay, that's how you see it.
If the Jews did not exist, I had to invent them. And now I want to address the 108 countries. If Jews, right, that's the argument. If Jews got kicked out from 108 countries at a certain point, right, it stopped being a coincidence and it started becoming a pattern, right? And in science, that's what we call a circular argument. Wherever there's fire, okay, in big cities, you can also find fire trucks. Does that mean fire trucks cause fire? And according to your methodology, Arabs are the biggest gift to humanity because more than 108 countries absorb them. So your Muslim friends must be, and in my view, they are the anus of humanity. But in your view, in this type of argument, I'm just using your logic, that Muslims are the biggest gift to humanity. Are you for Islamic migration?
Not at all, my friend. I don't like Islam.
Because at some point, if Arabs and Muslims were absorbed by so many countries, I'm using your argument, at some point it stopped becoming a coincidence and started becoming a pattern. So if Jews got kicked out, therefore they're bad. If Muslims got absorbed, therefore they must be good. Do you agree or not?
Okay, so your rhetoric is kind of ring fencing the argument. The truth is,
no, I'm using your logic. I'm using your logic.
The influence. Okay, so we also know that it's actually mainly Jews that promote communism and socialism.
Now you're jumping. Good. Choose your topic and I'll answer it. I gotta go. Good night.
Okay, because the additional the additional reasoning behind them being the additional reasoning behind them being expelled was the fact that they tend to behave in a subversive way. They undermine structures. They undermine monarchy and Christianity.
Look, he put pay to you. He put pay to you, David. You couldn't answer his questions.
Yeah, exactly.
I did. And there's also a certain Passover ritual that hasn't been discussed.
What? Yeah, what's that?
I want to talk about ritual abuse, mate, because you haven't got any fucking victims.
Oh, really?
These people are just obsessed with Jewish people.
Go and ask Brian Gerrish, UK column.
This is exactly they go around listening what other people tell them, word of mouth, with no evidence.
No, my friend, I opened this conversation by telling you I've been researching and reading and learning since my teens, but especially for the last 25 years, because I saw this shitstorm coming.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think about it? You run away and live in a tent.
So that's your big.
I have not run away from it. I have not run away from it. I've already told you that I'm in touch with various people that have either formerly been in civil service or the police or other bodies in this country that are part of the problem.
Right. Do you have a PayPal anywhere, by the way?
No.
Are you in somewhere? You sure?
Sorry? No, the little bit of money that I need, I earn by working hard for people.
Yeah.
Doing what? Doing what?
On the internet.
I build things. Okay. If you want to see what I've built, go onto YouTube, type in Pond Man and the number 1 as one word. You'll hear this voice and see just a snippet of my CV.
Okay. Do you want communism in this country?
No way. That's what we're going towards.
Really? I would say that you make
really,
good argument.
No, because if you look now, you've got more than 2/3 of the population that are either dependent upon government hands out or work for government. That is it.
That's
okay. That you're hiding from in the tent.
I'm not hiding from anybody.
Well, then why go off grid?
I'm not in a tent. I'm not in a tent. I'm not in a tent either.
Oh, what are
I can try and survive an English winter in a bloody tent. What do you want?
You said you were living in the woods.
I didn't say that. You said that.
You said it over on Babylon's channel.
Over on Zavita's channel. I told you I live like Stigger the Dump these days because I had to give up worldly goods because these cunts will come and take everything from you.
How do you go off grid but come on YouTube?
You're not doing nothing wrong and you've got all these friends in high power.
No, but how do you go off grid but you come on YouTube? How's that off grid?
His wife's
I just work from a single mobile phone.
So
I have got a computer suite. I have got a mobile phone and a vehicle are the things that kind of, a mobile phone and a vehicle. A mobile phone and a vehicle are the things that keep me tied in. That's it. No more.
You're not off grid then. If you've got a mobile phone and a car, you're not off grid.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So then I wouldn't be able to have this discussion with idiots like you, Busker.
Growing up, did you read Enid Blyton? Did you like Enid Blyton? Is that why you're living in a fucking dump, hiding away in a makeshift camp, and you're one of the famous 5?
Anyway, I do.
Yeah, you're one of the famous 5.
Anybody that seeks to win an argument by throwing insults is a charlatan.
David, can I just say something here?
I don't proclaim to be anything. You're the one coming.
Jupes, hang on now. Since you came on, David, you've mentioned a lot of things, right? But you haven't actually got to the point on anything. So would you like to try?
Yeah, okay. Where we are today is the result of a very long-standing plan. And you are now moving in to a form of communism with the lockdowns. People are putting themselves under house arrest, just as happened in communist Russia. And now you're going to be forced, and your children are going to be forced to take an injection that you have no idea the contents of
So,
which.
are you do you believe there is no COVID-19?
My work, if you check my YouTube channel, has involved me in working with water in the landscapes, built and natural environments. I understand more about our physiology and the potential pathogens that risk, that we are threatened with. And I'm here to tell you now, just like Dr. Vernon Coleman, that this thing is a scam to mask the reset that they're going to bring in.
Okay, so was it
Who's behind the reset?
well, hang on, wait a minute. Was the 1918
Spanish flu.
yeah, was that a scam? Was that a scam?
If you check the history, you'll find that the servicemen that were regathered in Spain after serving had all received injections, and they also
in Spain.
They were that's where they were billeted, right? And they were all given injections just as much as any serviceman is given injections. They can't ask what they are, but then they also mandated wearing masks.
Okay, so that's what you think of the Spanish flu.
I know probably more about influenza and the true causes.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not going to move from this.
Yes,
now.
it is. It is.
So,
it
okay,
is.
okay.
It is definitely.
So the Spanish flu started in Carolina, America.
Yeah.
Okay.
At a military base.
At a farm. The person that lived on that farm then joined up for the First World War. Took it to a military base. Okay.
That's a lie.
Took it to a military base. The only Busker.
Okay.
The only reason it's called the Spanish flu is because Spain was neutral in the First World War, and they would their newspapers was full of it, right? Full of this influenza, swine flu. And,
propaganda.
No, influenza, swine flu. Whereas Great Britain and America did not want to really talk about it because they needed as many soldiers as possible.
You believe that?
Why?
Hold on.
Why did you put the
question.
Spanish flu down to just Spain? You idiot! It was called the Spanish flu because the Spaniards were the only people that actually spoke about it.
No, it was because these troops were billeted, and you can't deny they were all given injections.
Oh God save me from stupid people. God.
Oh, really? You know how many veterans I know that were given loads of jabs? How many kids I know that have been given the HPV jab, but none of you lazy idiots have ever bothered to look on the electronic.
Wait a minute. I think Jupiter can ask you answer that.
Yeah, I would agree that the HPV and also the MMR have got scandals associated with them. And I would also say there might be some truth to what you're saying. But you see, the problem is when you start coming out of all the ludicrous stuff like the Jews are running the world, when we know that the 1%, maybe even 20% of the population across the world are fucking all in cahoots with each other because they're doing deals that suit themselves, because that's what mankind does.
Look at the. Do you know where Microsoft has moved to?
Hold on.
Do you know where Microsoft? 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 Do you know where Microsoft has moved to? Do you know?
There will always be subgroups that do it for the benefit of themselves, because that's what mankind does.
Okay, so if we look at the Holy Lands and we look at the geostrategic importance of them, both historically and today,
don't care about Israel. Well, whatever happens in Israel is up to the Israelis.
Well, Microsoft, that have got back doors into every computer that you own, are based there now.
Who cares? What do you think I'm going to do? Bring the country down?
If you look, you'll find that Zionism is supported by people like Jacob Rothschild and his family.
The Rothschild.
Dr. Henry Kissinger. Dr. Henry Kissinger and the global banking system created communism in China that's murdered millions.
David, David, what is Zionism?
David, are you really hiding away because you cause people to go insane?
No, I've got very many.
I really don't. I have a low tolerance for stupid people.
Yeah, Debbie Green, can you please?
Well, if I had a low tolerance for stupid people, I wouldn't bother coming on here and staying on here, because you've proven yourself to be so intellectually subnormal. It's beyond belief.
Because Zubida's not on. We're not stupid.
Can we get rid of him now?
That's not why I've come on here. I've come on here in order to try and lift the fucking heavy lids of you lot. You
haven't done anything. You even got it wrong about the Spanish flu. You absolute
no, you've read propaganda. You've read propaganda. If you knew about virology and the true nature of so-called viruses, if you'd done a little bit of research yourself, I've lived in.
Do you know Piers Morgan?
As it happens, when I was building the multi-million-pound earthworks constructs that I've built up and down this land, I needed someone who could listen.
Were you a dump truck driver?
I needed somebody who could forecast the weather 9 months in advance. And Weather Action, the business of Piers Corbyn, was the only people that could, because he's an astrophysicist.
Okay, so why aren't you rich? Why aren't you rich?
I could have been rich. I chose not to, because I saw this shitstorm coming and wanted to do everything that I could do to prevent it.
Don't think you could have done more if you'd have had money behind you?
You can't have money in their world unless you keep your lip zipped and you go along with their agenda. It's very simple.
Have you ever heard anything so stupid?
The more that you own, the more that what you own owns you.
Do you have agents spying on you?
When I was tangling with HMRC under their program that was targeting small to medium-sized businesses, I had
you took on the tax man as well, yeah?
I actually made telephone calls, and I've still got the recordings, and I can tell you, Linda Homer.
So, hang on. Wait. Let's stop.
Linda Homer. No, let me finish.
Let's stop. We don't care about Linda. I want to get this right, David. So you had GCHQ after you, and you took them on, and you took the tax man on as well.
Okay. Are you not listening? Are you not listening? I told you I knew that the way the statute book was being crafted was going to target families, target businesses by progressive taxation, and he introduced penalties for any number of stupid things that are not criminal, to the point that the British people would become impoverished, and it would open the doorway, like the scab labourers that destroyed mining, to bring in others who would do our work and abide by these ridiculous.
What did you just say about mining? What did you just say about mining?
In order to break the miners, they had to use scab labour, didn't they?
Really?
Oh no!
They closed our mines, didn't they? They closed our steel industry. They're attacking farming.
Right. So it was nothing to do with Arthur Scargill and his communist views, was it?
You will find that each of these people you hear about get groomed to serve the purpose.
Can you just answer a question?
I did.
Right. So Arthur Scargill was the reason why the mines were shut down.
Who was he working for? What did he end up doing? He ended up working for the EU, getting paid inordinate amounts of money. Oh, he got his reward.
Which is why we voted. Which is why we voted to leave the EU. So why do you think it necessary to bring up the miners?
You're still in the EU because they've actually fused our military, and the EU regulations are still apply. They haven't repealed them. It's a pretend.
They're doing the deal now, you fucking idiot.
Don't call me a fucking idiot. There's over 237,000 EU regulations that are still being enforced in this country.
Yeah, because they've got to go through them one by one and reject the ones that they don't want. You're not just going to leave.
Tony,
hold on.
Tony Blair under Tony Blair's
And
prime
wait a minute,
ministership,
Jude.
they
Hang on,
actually
Jude.
introduced they repealed.
All right, Jupiter, now you can say what you need to say.
Right. If you've got a system and you decide that you're no longer going to be part of the system, the people that are enforcing it, bringing in the new laws, and you leave, you don't add any of their laws no more because you're no longer part of it. But you still maintain where you are. So you maintain the status quo as you work your way through and repeal them and get rid of the ones you no longer want. So, of course, we're still going to be going by the rules until we come across one rule and say, right, we're changing that one, we're changing that one. You're not going to be able to change them all overnight. And it'd be stupid to say, well, right, we're not going to have no rules at all.
We need rules. We need the rule of law, but that seems to have disappeared.
Where did it disappear
You've got
to?
police now. Well, okay, so you used to have a constable who was swore an oath to uphold
Still
the
have
peace and actually
constables.
maintain.
Still have constables.
No, you don't. You don't. If you go up to a constable these days and ask them if they can recant to you their oath, which is their contract with you as a people, the vast majority of them don't know it, and all they're doing is following orders. They're policy enforcers.
Is that why you're hiding in a forest?
Listen, we don't want our stables. We don't want cunt stables. We don't want any fucking kind of stable, right? What we want is a fucking stable economy, a stable country, and a fucking consistent people. Not people like you turning up, saying to the layman, I know what's going on in the world, but I'm only going to tell you pinpoints.
Yeah.
No, I have to try and draw you out by showing you examples of how every fucking value you've got is being subverted.
Oh, for God's sake.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you, David?
Oh, really? Oh, really? I wish that were true. I wish I could find somebody that was intellectually sufficient.
You never actually. No. Look. I don't care about you. Look, you can be as intellectual as you want, but you never actually get to the point of anything. You've mentioned so many subjects, and you go from one subject to another subject, and you never actually get to the point of anything. You went from the cyclone, whatever it was called, to Bomber Harris for some reason.
Yeah, because the true meaning of the word Holocaust is burnt offering, and that's what they did to the German cities, not just Dresden, all of them.
So what? We're at war.
Okay, so in the First World War, the finest of Britain were called up and had to charge at machine guns.
Mm.
If they turned their backs, they'd be shot by their own military.
Yes, I do know. We do. Everyone knows this. Yes.
That was a ritual massacre.
Yes.
Right. And what was the product of that?
But what does that have to do with you trying to make out that Dresden was something horrific, more horrific than anything else?
This agenda has been when you embroil two countries.
David, let me ask you. Do you believe in any of the religions? You don't believe in any of the religions, do you? Do you think they're all man-made?
Now you've just created another sideline. Do you want me to answer one question at a time, or do you want to jump around?
I want you to answer. I swear I'm going to ask you two questions, and then I'm going to let you get on with it. Do you believe in any religions?
Any conventional religions?
Any of the three main religions? Do you believe in being Islamic, Judaic, or Christian?
I question all three, but I do think I follow the Creator and try and follow a good moral law.
A creator is different from God. So you don't follow a God, no?
I do follow a God, but I would say this. The moment you write something down in a book, a single book, and you hold that up as being the single only truth without actually studying the others that exist on this planet, then you will have war, which is what the word religion is all about.
I want to ask you this. So the second question, just so I can understand what your fucking mindset is. Okay? Who would the rituals be to? How can you believe in Satan a conventional Satan if you don't believe in a conventional God?
Well, in terms of conventional religions, you can't believe in any of these religions without believing in the devil, can you?
Exactly. So if you believe in the devil, you believe in the conventional God. Therefore, you do follow a religion.
No, I believe this. There are good things we can do, and the word good is synonymous with God. And there are bad or evil things we can do, and evil is live, spelt backwards.
Really? Evil is lived, spelt backwards.
Well, you got a piece of paper there, I'm sure.
So I don't need a piece of paper to work this one out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Evil is
No,
lived, spelt backwards. I don't think there's a D in evil.
No. Okay, so devil is lived, spelt backwards.
Get it right.
I said evil, live. I didn't say lived.
You said lived. I know what you said.
Okay. Okay, well, whatever. So you've got evil is live, spelt backwards, correct?
What does that have to do with anything?
It shows you how the true power that rules this earth.
War is raw, spelt backwards. So what's your point?
And my point is this: you either go through your life believing that you should do good and leave
God
this
is
place
dog. And God
Oh,
is
you
dog,
gotta jump in.
spelled backwards.
Yeah, the dogs of war. Haven't you seen that?
Oh, so now the gods are for war, and so is Satan.
If you,
Dave, what's your SOS about, Dave?
We need help.
Listen, you need to remember. You need to remember
Save our
one
souls.
thing, and one thing above all else. We all need a moral law, and we need to follow natural law. You live by it. The values you wake up to every day are those laws. And therefore, you need to learn to recognise when something is presented to you, which is destructive.
Again, David. No point. You're not making a point.
I'm making one simple point. If you believe that the institution of government ruling this country is a benign force that's designed to actually make your lives better, you've got a serious wake up coming.
We don't.
But who
Good.
said we believed that?
Well, you were telling me that we have to abide by all these statutes.
Well, do you want to go to jail? Obviously not, or you wouldn't be hiding in the woods, would you?
The reason I've managed to survive jail is because I do know the law.
Candy cane, don't tell Clown to leave.
What?
Candy cane's telling Clown to do one.
Clown World?
Yeah, Clown World's not going.
No, leave Clown World alone.
Did I mishear him, or did he say the Spanish flu was a conspiracy?
No, he tried to say that the Spanish, for some reason, the Spanish, who were neutral in World War I, by the way, apparently they had soldiers that were given injections.
No, not the Spanish. The troops that served in the war were billeted in Spain because it was neutral.
No, they weren't.
Oh, okay. Wrong again.
But the Spanish flu was man-made. Yeah?
Bottom line is, there is a coincidence. Do you believe wearing a mask is good for you?
My neck and the bottom half of my head, I had very, very severe acne.
What's going on here?
I'm having a conversation with someone else. I'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, I'll mute me. Actually, I think I'd rather listen to that when I should have David talking.
Yeah, rotten foot. Fuck's sake.
No, the Spanish flu, David, wasn't man-made. It started out in North Carolina or something.
Can I just address something? Debbie Green in the chat. Apparently, she's claiming that somebody today photographed the back of my head and has proof that I wear a wig. Right?
Oh.
Now, what she's referring to, when I was younger, I had very, very bad acne on the back of my head. and it basically left a bald patch on the lower half of my head. So the hair will grow downwards. I mean, if you look at it funny from the back, my hair looks weird. Right?
What do you care what she says?
Because apparently somebody photographed the back of my head according to her everywhere saying I wear a wig. I don't wear a wig, and I'm quite happy to actually come on a live and pull my hair to show that I don't wear a wig.
No, we don't care.
It's not really relevant. But
these people are, but they're trying to find something that they can take the piss at me over. I had acne on the back of my head.
Right now, it's not really that relevant. Sorry.
These people piss me off.
Yeah, well, Debbie, behave yourself. It's not funny. Acne.
Elsid said, for fuck's sake, now Busker's worried about his syrup.
Want to do a GoFundMe, Busker, and get an ear transplant?
No, people taking photos of the backs of people's heads, just childish behavior.
She said somebody claiming someone took a photograph of the back of my head. And I want Debbie Green to clarify who that person was. So I'm going back in the chat and get it, Debbie Green. You mention that person again. Who took a photograph of the back of my head today outside the court?
Who done it? Come on, own up.
So, David, what do you think of Tommy then?
Another useful idiot.
No, somebody who doesn't go around trashing Jews. That's why you don't like Tommy.
And what about Mark Collette?
I don't know Mark too well, but I know that there are certain values that we're losing in this country.
So he's not a useful idiot then?
I don't know the bloke, but I do know that we are losing many values. And in fact, if you're English in this country at the moment, you're going to be treated increasingly like a second-class citizen.
Well, I'm English and I don't get treated like a second-class citizen.
It will come. It'll expand. Middle classes are next.
What do you mean middle class? So who was first?
Look at the poverty in our cities. There's 11 million people in this country right now in food poverty. That's not happened by accident.
Yeah, that's because of the immigrants. Let's get it right.
Not just the immigrants, but through legislation, they've been attacking farming. They're looking to destroy meat production.
Most farmers are subsidised anyway. So.
Yeah. So that's like a benefit system for the farms, and they're subsidised not to produce food.
Oh, so they're paid not to produce food.
Go and look at the works of the Countryside Commission and the Rewilding Project.
I don't need to. I can tell you that you're telling. You're a liar. No, but I know plenty of farmers.
He's actually telling the truth.
I've worked with plenty of them. We've lost our fisheries.
Yes, that was all the EU again. That was down to the EU. That was down to legislation so that they could fucking take stuff away from Britain and share it out around the Europe.
Right. Do you know about mad cow disease? Do you know about mad cow disease? Do you know about mad cow disease?
Yeah, you've got it. Hold on a minute. Right? The fact of the matter is that because of the EU, we've got all these idiots from Spain turning up thinking that they can tell the British how the British should be after we leave. This is what the problem is.
I agree. EU legislation has been the most harmful thing for the food production of this kind. It's food autonomy. And the EU is just part of the thing, because you've also got the African Union, the Asian Pacific Union, and the American Union. It's a globalist agenda. The United Nations. Who the F are they?
How do you sleep at night, David?
Very well, thank you.
With all this stuff going round in your head all the time.
It is a burden. And I'll tell you why it's a burden, because I'm surrounded by people who believe this system is to their benefit. And they're looking at the number of people wearing masks just shows you how far we've come.
So when you go into a shop, do you wear one?
It depends on where I'm going. I will wear one to avoid harassment if I need to, and sometimes to talk to people who are wearing them, because masks are very dangerous to wear. They're unnatural. This is abnormal.
Well, so
I would
COVID.
agree with that, and that's why I don't wear a mask unless I really, really have to, and that's generally when I'm in a fucking confined space with someone who's panicking about it. But
Yeah,
I've got
a,
to be honest, Wendy, I went shopping in Asda's today and I didn't wear one. I only put it on if somebody sort of like panicked and you could tell they were panicking, then I put it across the face.
Look, no.
Once
There are things that we agree with David on, yeah, but we don't believe going around constantly obsessing about Jewish people and going the Jews 24/7 is going to solve our problems. Do you know what I mean?
No, I would suggest you need to look at political Zionism.
Right. Okay. Yeah, mate.
Which actually has made sure the Jewish people have been some of the worst victims of this agenda, and it's not new. It's been going on for 400 years.
If you want to make yourself radioactive, then I suggest you go around saying those things. But
I know
otherwise,
because
I would suggest we focus on our communities. Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've got anti-Semitism, we've got Islamophobia, but there's nothing about Christian phobia. There's nothing about British phobia.
No, Islamophobia. That's a made-up word.
Unfortunately, it's used as a trope to silence people like me who've read the Quran, understand the dangers of it.
I agree.
Yeah, understand the dangers of it. The fact that most people haven't read it.
And, yeah, but we've got the dangers of the Quran over here, and we're not promoting that over here, thanks.
Yeah, but what you need to do is learn this thing and then go and attack the Dawah centers because they're recruiting useful idiots themselves.
Well, we've been going back and forth with Muslims for about 2 years, mate. So,
well, I've probably been doing it for longer.
Well, obviously, because you have to hide in woods after 25 years.
I don't hide in the woods, my love. I live here. And in fact, I tell you, one of the things that I get the benefit of, I can produce my own food. I live close to nature, which is one of the best teachers of anything. I can drink pure water.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
There's a lot of Islamics that think that stoning came about because they watched the monkeys do it, and that's why they have to do it now.
No, they were doing it before, but they justify it by saying that Allah taught the monkeys to do it. It's a stupid story.
So there you go.
What's that again? Allah taught what? Sorry.
Well, do you know what their God means? The name of their God?
No.
Well, the word al, the phonetic al, is the word God. La is something different. You remember Salman Rushdie?
Yes.
Just coincidentally, I was working on a property next door to where he had to take refuge recently. And the reason he had to take refuge is because he took a quote out of the Hadith, whereby this mad hominid, and that's how I referred to him, when he wasn't powerful and worshipped the shrines of the goddesses, that is Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat the third. When he was strong and powerful, having recruited the sand pirates, filth of Arabia, to swell his arms, he went back and destroyed their shrines. I put a spook up these bastards because I understand what causes our climate to change. And I warned them. I said, your God isn't so all-knowing because he's stuck your present location for Mecca in a place where it floods and all the pit latrines that you've used there swell up every year. Lo and behold, a few months later, the whole place got flooded.
What,
so
Mecca?
They don't like...
Yeah, but the original place was Petra. Can I ask you something, David? I mean, obviously, you're staying here tonight. There's another channel called Television Global Waivers that I actually think you'd be good to go over there and talk with them about Islam and give them a lot of details about Islam.
Well, one of the best people that I send to learn about Islam is a guy who goes by the name of Christian Prince or the Arabian Prophet or Shake Your Booty on YouTube.
Yeah, I watch him.
They all like that. But over on Television Global Waivers, it's very much like this, but it's on during the whole day. So you can go on at any time and you can talk about it. And they specifically focus in on the scriptures, and they love it when people who are a bit more intellectual go on there because they've got quite a few people that are intellectual like yourself that would like to talk about stuff like that?
David, do you
Well,
think Muhammad was Jewish?
No.
No, you don't think that, no.
No, I'll tell you about his childhood.
So where's the conspiracy come from? Well, if it where this people are saying he was actually Jewish, where's that come from?
Oh, they will try and claim all kinds of shit. Their Quran was reformulated in 1924. Muhammad as a child. Muhammad as a child.
Was that when they brought all the Qurans in, burnt them all, and then rewrit it?
Well, they've done that loads of times. But yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
And it's filthy. It's horrible. We don't want their Sharia here.
No, we don't.
We don't. No, we can't agree on that. Yeah.
David, you see that Sharia, the threat of Sharia coming here is at the moment greater to us than what you're talking about or what you believe is going on.
The greatest threat that you face right now is coming from this system of state that wants you out of the way.
Yeah, well, we ain't going nowhere.
Well, who's that then, David? Who wants us out of the way, David? Let's get the nitty-gritty of it. Who are you talking about?
If you look at the infrastructure for communications, maritime and terrestrial navigation, you'll find that that place that you think has nothing to do with what's going on here, despite the fact that many members of the House of Lords are allegiant to it. And our security forces are now being trained by it, which is why you're seeing the increased brutality coming out of the police. All of the fiber optic cables, all of the communications come in and out of that place. They control all that traffic, and it's destined to become the global center of government.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. If that really was true, right, and we've got all this establishment up against us and we don't have a chance, I think I'd rather be run by Jews than by fucking Muslims.
Well,
Yeah,
I would suggest I would
that.
suggest that if that's the case, you go and have a look at who it was that produced the first internment camps and who it was that actually has slaughtered millions of people like you in the past, and they intend to do it again.
Why would they?
It's called jihad, David.
What do you mean by people like me? What do you mean by people like me?
People who believe in British values, European people.
Why don't they being British is not being European. So, what do you mean British values? Why would they want to get rid of British values?
The European is regarded as Amalek. Amalek is their.
We're not European.
We're British.
The British people originally were predominantly 100 years ago European peoples, the tribes of Europe, genetically.
No, not always. No, I don't believe that.
Predominantly.
No, we don't accept that. I don't know that every inch of my veins and everything else tells me to reject the Europeans, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
I never felt European in the whole of my lifetime. I see us go into Europe in my lifetime and now we've come out of it.
I'm not talking about the European Union. I'm talking about, if you look at it like this, there is an ancient Chinese book of prediction and philosophies called the I Ching. There's a word in there, and it's Qiajian, which is family. The family is the root of the tribe is the root of the nation.
Right.
We have lost our families. We have all but lost our nation.
Well,
we have not lost our families, and we have not lost our nation.
Yeah, I haven't lost my
people and then go around telling them the Jews doing it.
Look at the divorce rates. Look at the number of single parents. Look at the devastation that's being inflicted upon school children. Teenagers committing suicide because they've got no future. There are no jobs.
But hasn't it always been that way through all the decades?
periodically, but this is.
You tell me a
unprecedented.
decade when it hasn't been like that.
This is well. In fact, it's interesting because building up to wars, everybody has to work. After the wars, lots of people suffered poverty. My first wife was born in 1947, I beg your pardon. And her childhood, the Great Depression following the Second World War, because that's the second bomb that lands, the debt of war.
Yeah, but guess what? We survived that.
You've survived it.
See,
You've
my
survived it.
well, none of us would be here if our parents and grandparents didn't survive. And the thing is,
Yeah, but
my
how many?
hold on, my family is from working class stock. I mean, go back further, and yeah, there's people with money, but my family are from working class stock, and my grandparents, you know, they often talk about the poverty and stuff that happened after the war. But you know what? They were happy.
Yeah, you can be poor and happy.
Yeah, you
can be poor and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, generally speaking, and I've worked for a lot of very highly placed people, and I can tell you they're no happier than the people at the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
You know, they're all going fucking mad up there now, scared.
No, they would be scared because the people know that there's stuff going on. But to take it to blame just one group of people called the Jews is just ridiculous.
No, political Zionism, very different.
No, you mean when you say Zionism, David, you mean Jews. Don't cut about the bush.
The fact that there are very many powerful Jews involved in Hollywood, involved in banking, involved in
Hollywood, exclusively Jewish people. Listen, even if the Jews were in charge, right, they can't get it without anybody conspiring with them. Some people have to be in cahoots with them. So you can't just blame a group of Jewish people.
No, you can explain the ideology of usury and Zionism. Usury, the creation of debt, the fermenting of wars, the fermenting of war, the fermenting.
Other religions were not allowed to money lend.
Well, the fermenting of both usury and the subversive tactics that undermine the royal bloodlines of all of Europe progressively, one after another. The French Revolution, the English Civil War. Who do you think funded Cromwell?
Shut up. Nothing wrong with Cromwell. Greatest man ever lived.
They funded the model army to destroy the last truly British bloodline of monarchy. They used Bolsheviks to destroy the Romanov dynasty in Russia. Well, they did.
What's your problem with Cromwell?
Go and ask the Irish.
Oh, why do you always say that?
Yeah,
I didn't always. He murdered. Do you know how many people were murdered by Cromwell?
Do you know how many English people were more or less roasted by the Irish?
Sure, we've always had conflicts between our nations.
So why are you picking on Cromwell?
Because it was.
Hold on. What about the slave ports that were built in Ireland to sell specifically English people all around the fucking world, including Africa?
Yeah, who was promoting all that slavery?
What do you mean?
Please don't say it. Don't say it.
Who was behind and what was behind the British Empire? Do you even know?
Oh, he's going to say the Jews.
The
banking system.
Oh, the Jews.
This system goes back. No, hold on a minute. This system goes all the way back to Sumeria. It doesn't go back to the Jewish, because Sumeria and Abraham and Sarah come out of Sumeria. The Abrahamic faith all came out of Sumeria. This goes back.
You know how Babylon fell.
Not specifically, no. But I know enough to know that the Jews can't be blamed for a religion that predated them.
There is a curse within the Bible, the Old Testament, which was written by the Pharisees, the Levites, and any number of others, that was then proclaimed to be the law.
Right. So what was the curse?
That one group of people are chosen.
Yeah, the
To
chosen
rule all
people.
the others.
Talking about the Jews. There is a saying that the Jews are chosen people by God.
There are no chosen people. And
Correct.
if they are chosen, they're self-proclaimed because we're all God.
There is a saying.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But if you look at the doctrine that they are taught, you'll find that it is there.
David, go and look at Sharia. What is wrong with you?
Oh, listen, I've as much of a problem with Sharia because it's the second curse. It's the Busker, it's the second curse. They've also been Busker.
Oh, so what was the second curse then?
That the followers of the mad hominid have also been told they're the best of all people.
You don't just think that it comes from people being fucking tribalistic, no? You don't think it comes from the natural order of the world where a mother and father believe their children are better than everybody else's? Because that's what happens naturally in life.
If you look at the role of the benign king, you'll find that there was a very different creed of belief before.
And which was?
The family is the root of the tribe. The chief of the tribe is held when necessary at the point of the sword if he doesn't serve his people.
Right, so they sacrificed the father.
No, if the chief of the tribe does not serve his people and becomes a tyrant, they will kill him.
So they believe in murder. So your natural order, yeah, doesn't believe that life is good.
A benign king, and you sort of you threw back at me about Gaddafi, but did you ever read Gaddafi's Green Book?
No. Let's not jump about. Let's stick
We're
with
not
what
jumping about. This is very relevant.
Right,
very
how?
relevant. To what we're talking about. Because a good king or queen looks after the population.
Right. Yes. So you're going to use a micro and a macro. Okay. Let's go back to the family. Everybody understand that the mother and the father in David's world is representing the royal family. Okay. You are saying that if the father doesn't look after its children, that we should murder them because that's the natural order and therefore life is not sacred. Are you correct?
What I'm telling you is that if your population is suffering under tyranny, the men have a duty to depose, replace, and get rid of.
You don't have a clue what tyranny is.
You're living under it now. You're
no,
living
we're
under.
Not. No, we're not.
According
no,
to
we're
Lord,
not.
Tell you something, yeah?
According to Lord Sumption, a Supreme Court judge who gave us all his perspective, right? A former Supreme Court judge. We are now living under ministerial decree, government by ministerial decree, which is by definition a tyranny.
I do think you need to go and find a dinghy and maybe sail over and live in France.
Yeah, this
is ridiculous.
Listen, David, the problem I've got with you, David, right, is you say that you don't believe in any of the faiths. You only believe in the Creator.
No, hold on. That is not what I said.
You keep relying on scripture to bring it up as evidence. Yeah? You say that we should believe in this curse of the chosen one, but that only comes from a fucking Bible.
Thank you.
Right. So if it comes from the Bible, then you believe in it, don't you? And you do understand, yeah? You do understand the concept of thinking things into reality. You understand that concept, don't you? Because I'm guessing that if you believe in the Creator, then you believe in that concept, yeah? You understand the power of thought. You understand the power of thought. You understand the power of words, yes? So if you believe if you believe in the existence of Satan, you are creating Satan, because you know that according to your own beliefs, you are the creator.
Right. First of all, you have assumed too much in your statement. I've told you I have.
Well, I haven't, because of what you've been telling me.
I've told you that I have studied a load of different religions, and amongst them are the 3 primary religions that control your lives today. Right?
Which
and I've told you, and before you just jump in, can you let me finish what I'm trying to say? Because otherwise you're going to misconstrue it.
Okay, go on.
Thank you. So if the Levites and the Pharisees wrote the Old Testament and set about creating a law for their captive population who had to give sacrifices to them, right? And that ends up putting the people into captivity. And that same pattern is reflected on the society we live in today, in that one group of privileged priests, if you like, have complete control over the population and are unanswerable under our own law. Then we have to look at what that construct is. My God exists in the heavens, is omniscient, all-powerful, and actually is the thing that if we extract the moral laws from nature, from our natural condition, and apply it, we can thrive, not when we're under oppression. And that God, and hold on, let me finish. And that God right now is manifesting great turmoil on this planet as the climate changes due to its influence.
Okay, so you believe in natural order, yeah? Yeah?
The natural law, the natural laws.
Okay, you believe in natural laws, yeah? So in a natural world where there's no actual laws that are agreed on by societies, you know, because people don't come together and all agree on something that they're all going to live by, it's just all natural. We're all flowing around, running around with no clothes on if we want. We can do what the hell we like. How are you going to outlaw?
That is not what I said.
Hold on. How are you going to outlaw incest and paedophilia?
Well, paedophilia is very easy to deal with. The Druids had a very good answer to that.
Oh, what was that? Because it could be argued, couldn't it, by you liberalists? Because that's what you are.
I'm not a liberal.
You are, because when you go to natural law, you're going to be so liberal that you believe that everything that's natural and a man's urge to have sex is natural, remember? So if he decides that he's attracted to children and he's got a natural law to make love to it, you can't do anything about it because it's natural, isn't it?
No, it's unnatural.
Isn't this argument that the extreme left argue?
The natural law,
by the way.
Will you? Okay, when you've finished, I'll answer it. When you've finished, I'll answer you. Rather than just attack.
Yeah, but you can't use the Druids. I'm going to tell you, use the Druids before you use the Druids. You can't use the Druids because they are an assembly of people that have come to a group ideology. We're talking about natural law, remember? So give me your natural answer.
Okay. Within the natural law, you don't defile the child. To defile the child is to damage the woman.
Right. So
hold on, let me. You're jumping in. You're jumping in.
Where in nature does it say that? I don't want a consensus from humans. I want the natural law that states that. Because I see animals fucking all over the place and they don't have an age limit because they don't understand that because of nature, because it's natural.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. You're wrong. The female mammal, begins to secrete hormones only when she's ready to start bearing a litter or young.
Okay, so you're going to go with the argument that as soon as you start puberty, you're okay to have sex. Do you agree with the
No, I do not, because a flower, as it's opening, is only ready for the bees once it's fully opened. If you watch the bees, they don't go to it until the flower is ready and the nectar is there, which is equivalent to the hormones or the pheromones released by the female.
Right.
Natural law.
Right. So when a child goes through puberty and becomes a woman and starts the period, don't they release different chemicals?
She releases chemicals once the eggs are ready. The first stages of menstruation are not. And if you make a woman and make a girl become pregnant too young, you damage her her life later on.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you. And human beings with a natural consensus who have found out about this stuff would say that. They would come to a natural consensus that the West are better at having a fucking age of consent. But you believe in natural law. You don't believe in people sharing knowledge with each other. You believe everything's got to be natural.
No, I'm suggesting that the laws that are enshrined within our common law and our traditions enshrine every value that you've just espoused.
They didn't come from nature.
Of course they do, because we are nature.
They came from consensus.
Oh, you're fucking stupid, David.
And a consensus is achieved by a group of people coming together and understanding the natural law and how it is we look after the young and the old. Look at us now, though.
Exactly. So it's not natural, is it? It's still made by a consensus of men.
And women.
Okay, but you admit it's not from the creator and it's not from nature. It's from a consensus of mankind.
We are nature. We have nature. But we have been driven into complete ignorance of natural law and how to live. Look at us now.
But it's not natural law. It's a consensus. Natural law go by the consensus of human beings.
Right, but you live under a system now which doesn't comprise of the popular consensus. You're dictated to.
That may be so through corruption, I agree with you, but the laws were still founded on a consensus of human beings. And it will still be a consensus of corrupt individuals who have created the problem that we've got today.
Right, I agree with
David, you know when you go in the supermarket, David, how does it take you to get out of that supermarket? I'd hate to be the woman on the till. I'd hate to be the woman on the till. Oh, that's £50.99. Oh, really? Is it? This will be you. So, do you realize that this money has come via the Sumerians, then the Aztecs, then the bloody Iraqis and everything else. What the hell? You go around the world to say a point. I can't actually work out, David, if you are for or against this country.
I'm very much for the people of this country and its lands.
No. To get what you want, right? You want us to drop all the laws that protect us. You want us to drop all the things that have come about through eons of time and consensus and common sense and knowledge. You want us to get rid of all that and then end up with some fucking kind of anarchy running around where people fucking do what the hell they like, regardless of the rest of the population, because they believe.
Where have I said that? Why are you putting that into my mouth? I'm going to say stop using the word Jews, but here's one. Is it of relevance that some of the peers of this country, Lord Dashwood being amongst them, are members of clubs that you know nothing about that engage in some really filthy practices?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Right,
we don't want to talk about that.
Well, there's your corruption.
Oh, you're a weirdo, mate. You know that.
Raj,
Good.
how are you, love?
Yeah, just getting at the last kind of throes of COVID.
How's your mum?
Yes, I mean, luckily my mum was actually much better than me. I've been freaking wrecked for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I thought you had.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason I haven't really been on is because I keep on coughing as well. But the cough is just an annoying thing. It goes for a bit, and then suddenly at the worst times it'll just suddenly pop back up, and it won't go for 30 minutes. Yeah, and so I've been through like 30 bottles of cough medicine, which I know isn't good because it's so much. But actually, the reason I'll be honest with you, the reason I jumped on you because I wasn't going to come on until like a couple of days, but I want to speak to that David guy.
Yeah, can you explain to him that COVID does exist because you've just had it and what it feels like for all of us?
All right, so look, I'm not going to say that people that say COVID is a conspiracy and all that are crazy because my nephew doesn't believe it's real. Yeah, but whether it's COVID, whether it's an enhanced flu, whether it's flu 2.0, whether it's flu 4.0, whatever, it's a pain in the backside. I've had so many flus in the past, and I know this one's different because, with a flu, I normally will get a flu, get a temperature, go sleep in the bed, rest for a bit. 2 or 3 days later, I'll be up and about like nothing's happened. This corona, whatever it is, I'm not agreeing with all the lockdowns. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gone overboard. It's lasted for 2.5 weeks. Like I'm telling you, like the pains in my body, like I literally had muscle pain like I've never had before. Like all my back was paining, my legs. I had to take so many Panadols and stuff. I had a fever like nothing before. And so I'm not saying it's doomsday or it's the plague or anything. I don't think it's as bad as some people might say, but it's definitely not the flu. I can tell you that straight now.
Okay, Raj, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you brought up sputum? Have you brought up green stuff from your lung?
I don't know if it's green. It's definitely yellowy. It's hard to because I'm taking so much.
Big difference.
And so it's hard to tell what's coming up. I just know it's normally of what I've been like the cough medicine I've been drinking.
Okay, if it's green, it'll taste really foul. If it's yellow, it's damaged tissue.
Yeah, it's normally yellow. So I've just assumed it's yellow because of
okay.
The cough.
I might be able to give you a hint as to what might be causing it.
Yeah.
And is it do you get headaches as well?
Are you a
No,
doctor?
the headaches has been right. It's mainly the muscle pains that's been the most different.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that's different is the muscle pain. I'm talking about like your legs are like cramping. You know, like cramp.
Yeah.
Like you get cramp after you've.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On top of that, my back. Oh my god, my back, my shoulders, everywhere was just paining, and that's not a flu. Yeah. Now, when it comes to my breathing and stuff, I was lucky with that. I didn't have no issues with breathing, only a little bit. The kind of the rest of the stuff is pretty normal flu symptoms, but enhanced. It's like the flu would normally go after a few days. This has not gone. It's been 2.5 weeks. And I've still got the symptoms, even now.
Are you in an urban environment or in the countryside?
No, urban. I live in London.
Okay. Do you use for the connections in your house to the internet? Do you use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or anything like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I don't disagree with these electronic kind of like waves and everything going everywhere. Are going to hit your body. I've always said before, even before COVID, but the thing is, for the last 10 years, before, I'm not relating this to COVID, but for the last 10 years, ever since I've had my 3G, 4G, my internet connection, I can't go sleep at night. Yeah, it literally, like, I'm always waking up, and I've thought to myself, it's got to do with electronics. For my TV, my whole room is just.
Have you got an EMF, RF, EF meter? If you haven't, see if you can invest in one.
I'll have to check. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the COVID thing, my nephews are full on. I don't believe it's even real. COVID kind of guy. Yeah, nothing's there. So I've just said to him, look, whether you believe it's true or not, just put your mask on, please, because when you're walking into the house, you may not believe it's true, but just put your mask on. It's a little thing in it, and like, I can say that, the government might be overreacting in a lot of ways here. I agree. 1 year is getting a bit stupid now, but it's not the flu. I can tell you that now. It's not the flu.
No, it's not. It's not the flu. You're quite right. And in fact, the symptoms that you're describing are also perfectly described within radiation poisoning.
All right. What do you think it is then? Do you think it's the masks that they put up that they were saying the 5G or whatever it is? Is that what you're saying?
Coincidentally, we were talking about the Spanish flu earlier, and that also coincided with the deployment. If you get radiation poisoning, why do you recover? If you maintain exposure to it, you won't recover.
Yeah, I mean, if it's low dosages, yeah, you'll be okay over a period. Might come out, you might become ill, you might have side effects like cancer and stuff, but it depends on the dosage. Like, you know, if it's continuous, you're going to die. There's no doubt about it. But if it's kind of like, you know, you've been exposed to it for a short period of time, it'll affect your body, obviously. Yeah, I mean,
you know that people that live close to electric pylons invariably end up getting cancer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with all this. I'm not someone to say that all these conspiracy theories are all wrong. I'm saying that when they're relating it to the COVID, that's when I have a problem. I'm like, okay, there could be two separate issues. Yeah, because obviously, if you've got all these radio waves going all over the place, all these electronics, all this kind of radiation, you name it, it's going to affect the human body. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, no one can deny that's going to happen.
Let's put it like this: I keep bees. Right, and I've managed to, with the garden that I've built around me, I've got more diversity here than most of the landscape around me. If I put a mobile phone next to a beehive, the bees will leave.
Yeah, I believe you.
Okay, now if it affects things on a microscopic level,
do you think that'll work with a wasp's nest in the summer?
Oh, do you like diversity though? Just to segue into that, you said you got a lot of bees in diverse bees. I've been seeing you. The reason I jumped in because I've been hearing a lot about you on Zabida's channel, and like you're kind of an interesting character, but I haven't really got a grasp on what your views are because I keep on tuning in and out because I've been ill, and I'm like in a kind of like a psychedelic mood because I'm all of these.
Okay, can I give you some things to help you feel a lot better?
Yeah, go.
Okay, number one, magnesium.
Right.
Get some magnesium. Get some magnesium salts. Yeah.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, I've got lots of vitamin D.
No, the other one is get your blood checked for the blood content of copper, not iron. Okay. Vitamin D is a bit of a misnomer in my view.
No, it's not.
The other one is. Do you drink tap water or bottled water?
Definitely tap. I'm not posh, man. Definitely tap.
Right. Okay. Well, I suggest you do, and all of you do, is get a small saucepan. Put, 2/3 fill it with tap water. Boil it down. Fill it up again. Boil it down. Fill it up. Boil it down, and then smell the concentrate that you've got with, because the tap water, my professional work has been involved in water in the built landscape and natural environment.
All right.
What tap water is filled with shit.
Yeah, I believe you. Well, obviously they're recycling all the shit that's coming out from my houses and stuff. Obviously there's gonna be stuff left in there. I don't think there's no amount of kind of like, trying to get stuff out that's gonna get every little bit out. It's still going to have some bits there.
If you want to really purify your body, buy some really good salt, and drink distilled water for 10 days, and you will start to feel 100% better. Your brain will no longer have that fog. You'll be clear thinking. Your reflexes will come back to an optimum as well.
Yeah, I've been very fatigued for like a year though. So it's something more than just the coronavirus. Even before then, I was extremely fatigued all the time. I started taking vitamin D and all these kind of tablets. I wasn't sure what it was. I still don't know. I might have a more underlying condition that I don't know about.
Rather than taking vitamin D, eat as many raw vegetables as you can, along with the good fat and good meat.
I'm a vegetarian. Vegetarian.
Okay, well, the question of the rise of vegetarianism, especially in a cold, temperate climate, is not, in my view, healthy, because the wise traditions in diet.
I really don't like you giving out medical advice. Okay.
I don't give a flying whatever.
Really? Well, I suggest you
I see you
stop.
two. I see
I
you two
suggest
are very,
you stop.
very friendly.
I don't believe that the pharmaceutical sector has actually served our populations very well. There are just too many people sick.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you like 40 years ago about being vegetarian, because I've been vegetarian all my life. And whenever I heard like about English people's kind of dietary vegetarianism, it was quite sad. But for an Asian person, most of the best Indian food with the most kind of nutrients in it has normally been vegetarian as well. So we've been able to get that balance. And I think even in the UK now, you can be a vegetarian and still be relatively healthy. Now, being a vegan, very difficult. I was a vegan. I think it was like a year, and I turned into a nut job. Hitler vegan, basically.
Yeah, the Indian includes ghee, which is purified butter, isn't it?
Yeah. That's mainly that's why we have that's why during the coronavirus, a lot of Asian people have had issues with underlying health conditions because of the high amount of fat from ghee and butter and all that kind of stuff. And so my mum's diabetic, got high blood pressure. There's big heart issue problems.
You know that vegans, their brain doesn't develop as well as somebody that eats meat.
Who? Oh, how dare you say that?
Well, let me put it like this: your brain is made of fat. Okay, and in fact, you're more susceptible to certain toxins that are in the food stream. I mean, if you think, I mean, the other one is where you resource your food, because somebody mentioned supermarkets earlier on. The only reason we'll go into a supermarket is to get fresh fish. Yeah. There are very few things. I buy a bit of coffee, but I don't shop in supermarkets. To me, most of the food in there is
fresh fish. They eat their own shit all day long.
Wild marine fish are the healthiest things that you can eat in these islands.
Yeah, I don't agree with the children being vegan from birth. Being honest,
they eat their own shit, but you're going on about fucking shit in the water.
Listen, when you talk about shit, right, if you're talking about the cyprinid or the carp family that feed from the benthos, which is the living biofilm, if you like, the sediments in the bottom of the pond, that isn't shit in the sense of defecated stuff out of your ass.
Hey, can I ask you something, Dave? Because I'm not going to stay in there for too long. But Working Class Patriot, big up to Dave, says that David is a big fan of Hitler. Is that true?
No, I'm not a fan of Hitler, but whenever I see anybody from the past being overtly demonized by mainstream media, I always raise my eyebrows and I dig deeper. And when you look at the rise of the Third Reich, it was a response to two things. One is the profound levels of poverty, and then the debasement and decadence that occurred within German society, and also the influence of debt over the country. You know, the Great Depression in Germany was massive.
No, you can't. No, look. To be fair, you can't. No, look. Germany after World War One was kind of like put over a barrel and literally shafted in the backside. There's no doubt about that. So you can argue, if you want to argue, that okay, Germany kind of like was in a really bad place, and somebody like Hitler, who was kind of like saying, okay, I'm going to bring you back to your former glory. You can understand in the sense that why somebody might have been drawn towards him, but that doesn't mean he was good in any way. He just gave kind of like a false kind of fairy tale. Okay, we're going to do this X, Y, Z short-term goals in terms of, conquering place and place like that, thinking that that's going to resolve everything. That doesn't mean that he was a good guy.
Yeah,
I think it was in 1929 or 1930 that he broke the control of the central bank. He kicked them out. And that was what prompted World Jewry to declare war on him.
Shut up with about.
Can I just say something? People in the chat are getting upset that I'm agreeing with certain aspects of David's argument. You gotta get a grip.
No. What I agree with, I agree with you on the fact that yes, he spun a story, old Hitler. And he did promise the German people good times ahead. You know, things are going to get much better, blah, blah, blah. And the German people fell for it.
But they were desperate.
Yeah, but there comes a limit to how far you go, and Hitler went too far.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, not too far. Let's just say he went over the cliff.
Yeah.
So the same thing, like, look, you need to look at the historical figures here more in a kind of nuanced thing. Because, like I said, if you look at Mahatma Gandhi for 1 year, Mahatma Gandhi freed India from the British. Boo, Brits. Sorry, guys. Obviously, I'm a British as well. But so then when he freed them, but Mahatma Gandhi was a paedophile and a racist. Like, you've got to take everything into account, the good and the bad as well. So a lot of these historical figures that you see, you think, oh, they're either good or bad, like clear cut, good or bad, good and evil. Now Hitler is as close as you're going to get to evil, but so was Stalin. So a lot of other people. I consider Mother Teresa a bitch. Yeah, sorry, she's a nasty individual. So there's a lot of people throughout history that people might revere and love. There's other people that people hate, but you got to look at them in a more nuanced way. Yeah, why were people drawn to these people?
David, just to let you know, Raj also has a channel that you can go on and discuss as well.
Yeah, David, I don't know what is it, because why is everyone because I saw you in Zabida's, and I really like you. Zabida's channel has gone a bit weird. That's all I can say. What's going on?
Poor Zabida. I mean, I think she's ducked out a little bit now, but
oh, fuck off.
Oh, wait a minute. Listen, listen. The worst thing that you can do in these times is simply to judge people.